Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Anybody home? Huh? It's Gigi. Yeah. I'm sorry. I know the music is loud. Yeah, I know it's loud. And if it's too loud for you, I'm sorry. Cause I need to get what a hype man at, okay? What a hype man at. This is an unorthodox stream today. Yeah, the music is gonna be loud for a minute because I gotta get my swerve on. Yeah. Come on now. Yeah. Welcome to the hush room. It's quiet time. Somebody talking too much, okay? How about that? I said it at the beginning of the show. Yeah. We done made another one, King Mello. Yeah, we did. Yeah, I'm still getting my swerve on. You gotta hold on for a minute. Oh. Yeah. This that Mississippi swerve. You know, y'all don't know nothing about that. You got one group fishing, huh? You got one group dropping a 12V in your Grand Torino. You don't know nothing about that. Cause you gotta go to the drag tonight. Yeah, you gotta represent at the drag. You don't know nothing about that. I'm still swerving. Yeah, I am. See that Mississippi swerve? You know what you're doing? You got one group over there playing basketball with a bike rim as the rim, okay? Yeah, I said it, swerving still. Y'all got y'all medication? Get your medication. I'm gonna let the beat ride for a minute, y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna let the beat ride for a minute. See, that's the problem. You ain't got 16 good break bars. You ain't even got 16 good instrumentals, okay? What the book says that the man that tried to take over up there, he was the angel of music, wasn't it? Oh, stop playing. Hey Jackie, I see you, baby. I'm still swerving. Okay, I don't know what happened. They tried to get me from my paper, so I got to swerve. Mm-hmm. Y'all get your medication. We ain't got no agenda. I ain't typed nothing up. I ain't did no research. No, none of that, okay? Because they tried to get me for my paper. So I gotta make another one, okay? Mm-hmm. Yeah, this might be the last word. Mm. Mm-hmm. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. We talk about everything. Sometimes nothing. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we argue. We agree to disagree. Yeah, we do those kind of things around here. But we don't be telling no lies and no narrative. Oh, shit. Mm-hmm. Y'all done mess around and let Gigi find the right thread for this needle. Uh-oh. Mm-hmm. Oh. Good morning, good afternoon, Jackie. Um, you have to remind me what day it is, okay?
I got you.
Girl, how long's it been? How many hours in 2 weeks? Huh? 40. That's five. And so you got 2 more days. You do the math for me, okay? I'm trying to keep this brain going. That's why we ain't got no agenda. We ain't got no minutes. We ain't making no rules, no none of that around here today. We just going straight from the hip, okay? Hmm.
Okie
We
dokie.
got a whole lot of things we gonna talk about. You know, I ain't making no presentations, ain't no PowerPoint, no none of that today, okay? Yeah. We done made another one. So, Jackie,
I'm here.
did we do the pieces for the Father's Day thing? Did we do the pieces? I, I don't know if I introduced this is Miss Jackie, co-host. You know, she's our co-host. She does our research. She keeps up with all the other stuff up on Pennsylvania Avenue. I'm so sick of them. Okay, like Bernie Mac said, what kind of shit it is. Oh, let me put this disclaimer out there. If you can't buy cigarettes, you can't be on this channel today, partner. I said it. But yeah, Miss Jackie keeps with all things in the black and white. You know, you gonna go down to get your Social Security and figure out that you ain't got no Social Security because you ain't keeping up with the research. So that's one of Miss Jackie's responsibilities. She keeps me sane. Her main thing is to keep me sane. Okay. Uh huh. She's military. She knows the laws. If somebody's out there trying to get some, you trying to get your 100% on your disability, you done went and served your country. Now you want your 100% so you can get fully paid. Check with Miss Jackie. Okay. What else Miss Jackie do? Um, Miss Jackie is good with numbers. You see the new accountant number 2 that just came out? Yeah, that's Miss Jackie. That's Miss Jackie. What's his name? Bill. What's his name, Jackie? What's his
Ben
name?
Affleck.
Yeah. This the female being Affleck, okay? Don't you give her no pen, you gonna mess around and be a billionaire from her, okay? Who else? What else is Miss Jackie? Oh, Miss Jackie is the proud parent of our mascot, Mr. Bojangles. He is a Persian, all white. And if you don't know your pedigree, yeah, I know big words too. I don't just say this, that, and ain't. Yeah, but if you don't know your pedigree, an all white Persian is very valuable. Okay? Did I miss anything, Jackie?
I think you got.
Military.
I
Your
think you
family,
got.
your whole family is military. Your daddy, your father, your daughter, your sister, cousin down sneaking them around the street now.
I think that pretty cover. That pretty much covers it.
That covers everything.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get, and another thing, while we in the hush room, I'm trying to get Miss Jackie. We need to be getting on some of these cruises and getting out to the United States. We need to go global. Can we get on the TikToker so we can go global? But Jackie, update us on what's going on with they talking about. I ain't gonna. They talk. They mad up there on Pennsylvania Avenue. What's going on?
Well, Trump and Elon Musk going at it. So
Hmm.
Trump and Elon Musk is having it out.
Let me ask you this, because we talk about this behind the scenes all the time. How you gonna be going at it with somebody that don't even have a position? Does he have a position?
Who? Elon Musk.
Yeah,
Elon Musk is the president. Trump is the vice
I know
president.
he's the president. We know who the president is. Jackie,
I said
you
Elon
can't
Musk
be
is
the
the
president
president
working with.
and Trump is vice president.
No, Trump ain't the vice president because
Yes, he is.
on the
Yeah, he
tapes,
is.
Elon Musk's son, who he named you know that he named after that the one that told Trump to get out the White House, right? You know that's his son, F.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Elon, then the son, then Trump.
Okay.
That's the way
So,
it's supposed to be.
well, Trump then is vice. Well, he's secretary then.
Head of state, head of state.
Yeah, like Chris
So
Rock was.
yeah, head of state, yeah. Where Bernie at? We need some slapping going on around here. So what are they upset about? What are they fighting about? Both of them got money, so more money.
Well, Trump with those tariffs, and Elon Musk told him it was stupid for him to go and try to put tariffs on everything if he already did the cuts to whatever they need to have cuts to. So it's pretty much messing up the money.
Yeah. How you gonna sell? How you gonna sell eggs if you can't get none?
How you gonna
You
say
know.
everything else that you can't get none? Because he pretty much done told everybody else they can't get nothing from the United States.
Okay.
So
Then Canada just tell us, okay, you don't want to give us nothing. We ain't giving you no electricity. How about that?
they already turned their. They said they're taking their military. They will not be relying on the United States for any help with the military.
So they're gonna take the military, allegedly, and they're gonna shut down the power grid.
Yep,
Huh?
they raised it, so they got to pay higher. They got to pay
Higher
higher.
taxes,
Yeah,
higher
on the
fees.
higher fees on the electric.
So that means the consumers of the United States are gonna eat that cost.
Yep.
You gonna be like the man in Texas when the electricity went off in Texas. He got a bill for $14,000 and the electricity was off.
Pretty much.
Hey, Jackie.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. I don't claim to be Ostradamus. I don't even claim to be Kermit the Frog on Sesame Street. But you mean to tell me that you living in a place where they'll shut your electricity off, and then the first bill you get back is for $14,000 for something you didn't use, and that's okay?
Well, with this bill here, Trump the one that signed it, so that's how those three states became part of Canada. So it's pretty much his fault that that New York Michigan, and Pennsylvania ended up
Hmm. Hmm.
on Canada's grid, and Canada is threatening to turn the power off.
Jack,
Hmm.
hush room, get your popcorn, okay? Cause we're gonna be pop, 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 pop. Get your popcorn. Ain't no agenda. We just gonna be talking about different things. We talking about Pennsylvania Avenue. We might be talking about, around the corner at the 7-Eleven in a minute. But I just want to ask you this question. I just want to ask you this question.
Okay.
New York.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we ain't talking about Pennsylvania Avenue. But just think about what organizations are housed in that vicinity. Huh? Huh? Where the Federal Reserve at?
Well, they better hope that it don't get too
Department of
hot.
What about the
Look,
Department of Treasury? What about the Department of Treasury?
they better hope it don't. Well, nobody don't want our money anyway. Thanks to him.
Jackie, they ain't coming. Why everybody think that they want this paper money? It ain't about them paper money. They've been telling us it's about them bars. Huh?
Well, he got it where uh, they need to be counting them bars because the bars are starting to disappear.
Did I just say that? What the wood is? Let me not. Do I need to take my medication? Huh? New York, Pennsylvania. Is that what you said? The three states? What's the three states? New York,
Pennsylvania,
Pennsylvania,
Michigan.
and Michigan.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, as the Grinch say. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so they're gonna take away their military. They're gonna take away their power grid. So they're gonna cut that whole border from New York to Canada. That's gonna shut that whole border down.
Yeah.
Okay? But ain't nobody saying nothing. They let them go ring around the roses up in the Oval Office. Bill Clinton couldn't even get intimate in the Oval Office. And you got little babies cussing the president out.
They said something about Obama with a tan suit. So what difference does it? Hey, they
Mm-mm.
voted for him, and now
All right.
everything's
What?
coming out about how the election was rigged and how they threw away votes and everything else. So all this stuff is coming out now.
When was this man? When was this man sworn into office?
January.
January 20th.
Mm-hmm. He
We
getting
coming
ready
up
to
on
start.
June. We coming up on Juneteenth. He ain't even been sworn in a year.
He already trying to do the military for his birthday. Trying to make a big military parade.
Come on, y'all, people. Please. I make a lot of fun. I say a lot of stuff. I try to put a little sweetness with the medication that the truth and stuff that we trying to talk about out here. But let me tell you something. You better be listening.
Yeah,
You need to be listening.
he already signed. He's going after California. He's using the National Guard to help the ICE and the police in California
Mm-hmm.
and LA.
Mm-hmm.
And he said they was out there riding. He tweeted, "Arrest everybody who has on a mask."
With your short, you probably still get the crayons. Hey, Mr. Sir, you know who I'm talking to, Mr. Permanent Marker. You probably got the crayon box with the double layers. You know what I'm saying? He got the big box crayons, Jackie. You know what I'm talking about? He
Well,
got the double layer crayon.
he gonna have to use some crayons when hurricane season start.
So Elon is upset with him about the tariffs because I mean, when you think about it, most of the businesses they can't move product. We got this supply and demand calculations going on in our capitalist society. You know what I'm saying? You can't supply nothing to the people that's demanding it if you can't get it out the country.
Nor
You
bring it
know,
in.
you can't bring it in. So them shoes you paying 17 cents for now gonna cost you $17,000 to produce. Tell him, King. I'm trying to help him out. Trying to help him out. Hmm.
Well,
Well, that's going on. What?
Shein already
What?
showing that.
Huh?
I mean, if you order from Temu gonna get you
What is T-Move?
a cheaper brand of buying stuff,
Huh?
a cheaper way to buy stuff from China.
A cheaper way to buy stuff from China?
Yep, because that's where it come from.
Yeah, everything already coming from China. So you mean to tell me I can go down to the Dollar Tree and buy stuff from China, and then I go to the Temu and then still buy more stuff from China?
If you would go to Temu, because I seen somebody bill. Temu puts their the tariff on after you add up your total, and when you
Mm,
get ready to pay, if you look at the
mm,
bottom of your bill, it says shipping. Your shipping is your tariff fee, so that
mm,
adds to your money. So just say if you had a you ordered $60 worth of stuff,
mm,
they tariffs are added. It says on the bottom like shipping, and it could be up
uh,
to. It might be. I say I'm just throwing a number out there. Who knows? They can say,
Jack,
"Oh, your tariff bill is $80." They gonna add that to the
mm,
$60 you already paid.
Jackie, you know what this is. See, we try to be all. I ain't saying that you doing it, baby, but you ain't got to go into explicit explanations about what. That's that JetBlue stuff, girl. They're gonna give you a ticket for $10 and charge you $50 for the bag. Okay, what is you talking about, little girl? Mm-mm.
Well, that's what they got it,
that
but
that's how they got it. How what is Timu the product producer, or are they just moving product? They're just moving product.
yeah. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that you can get on there cheaper than actually buying it. It's the same stuff that you buy if you
Same
go to
stuff.
Amazon or whatever, but you
Mm-hmm.
get it
Mm-hmm.
cheaper at Temu.
Mm-hmm.
You get clothes, you get anything from
Mm-hmm.
Temu. But
Mm-hmm.
um, you buy
Mm-hmm.
Sheen and all that kind of stuff. Sheen adds it into the bill, so you don't see it when you
What?
when you cash out. You don't see the tariff. But
The
Temu
tail.
just put it. Temu puts it on. It adds it to your bill after you get ready.
Mm.
You made your total, so you're
Okay.
gonna pay more with Temu than you would with Sheen.
Man, I ain't finna be going on no application, put my business out there. I'll just take me a vacation, drive down to LA, go to the mall or the alley. You know they got the alley in LA. That's only 3 hours away. Man, look, yeah.
Yeah,
I
but where they gonna
remember
get it
that.
from if they can't get it in the country? Because he stopped
Let
shipping
them get
people coming in
it.
the country.
That's true. That's true. I'm not disagreeing with you at all, baby. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. You know. Mm-mm.
So they better
So,
start
uh,
stocking up on toilet paper.
uh, we was how many years we've been telling people to get toilet paper and water,
Toilet paper, paper towels.
water.
Because
What Bernie Mac say? Yeah, you was scared in the motherfucker at midnight with your potted meat, with eyes all bugged out. You thought the world was gonna come to an end in 1999. Prince done scared you. Ah, medication time, y'all. Like, share, subscribe. Salute to all everybody in the hush room. We just having, some casual conversation. I'm gonna have to get a Patreon or something. I'm gonna have to figure out how to keep this right here for people that's over 21. You got to be able to buy cigarettes to come over here and talk to us. Okay. So, Jackie, we know you are a Steelers fan. Any update on what Mr. Tomlin is doing up there with Mr. Aaron Rodgers? He's with Sherman Hemsley, Aaron Rodgers.
He flew in.
Did he sign?
They signed him
They
for
signed?
1 year. Yeah, he shouldn't have signed, but they
Damn.
signed it. So he has a 1 year contract.
He signed because the deadline was when was the deadline? The third or the second? It was the deadline just passed up. That's why he
His
signed.
deadline been gone, so he shouldn't. His deadline was when he should have been retired. That's his deadline.
So you got him as the QB. Is he gonna be the number one?
Yes.
Okay, what's the number?
Unfortunately,
Who's the number two and three? The youngsters.
it's gonna be between Mason Rudolph and the other kid that came. It's just disappointing because we know that Aaron Rodgers is not gonna last, and it's just horrible. It's like, so they were gonna recruit, they were gonna draft Deion Sanders' son, but they didn't because they wanted a veteran quarterback.
So have they came out with a statement as to what the game plan is for the Steelers? I ain't trying to down your team, baby. You know I love you. I love you like I do cheesecake and ice cream. Okay, but
I'm down in my team. I don't. He gonna be on the sideline after the game from when they go to Ireland.
okay.
That's
What was that? What was that quarterback? What was the other quarterback you just said?
Mason Rudolph.
Huh?
Mason Rudolph.
The other one.
Oh, you talking about Deion Sanders' son?
No, oh, you said it's gonna be Aaron Rodgers and who's gonna be number two?
Mason Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph. Okay, where he come from? Is
We
he
always
from?
had him. We had him. They traded him, and he came back.
He was
We
there with
always
Justin
had
Fields.
him.
He was there with Justin Fields.
Yeah, he was there. Well, he left when Justin Fields and when Justin Fields came in, he was still there. When Russell came in, he was still there. He sat behind Kenny Pickett and Roethlisberger.
Rothenberger. Okay, so y'all bear with us. We having fun. I want you to subscribe, like the channel. You want to come up on? Oh Lord, I done forgot to drop the link in the thing. Pastor, I know you listening, Pastor. How come you didn't tell me to drop the link? I've been up for 2 weeks, no sleep.
She been locked
I
up.
was, yeah. Try to get me for my paper. You man, don't get it twisted. I'm from Mississippi. Man, please, I know how to drop a motor in a Grand Torino and do a drag on you. Okay, boy, with the white lightning in the passenger seat. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. You don't play with my kids, and don't play with my money. Hold on, y'all. Let me drop the link in here. Okay. Okay, so we were talking about Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Hey Lou, I just dropped the link, baby. If you want to come up, you are more than welcome to come up and have a conversation with us. We just, talk about this and that and other things, ring around the roses, this kind of situation. He left, came back. Jackie, did y'all get any linemen this year? Did y'all work on the line?
Girl, we got a lot of different new folks in here. So for
When
our
is training?
quarterbacks, we got Will Howard, Skylar Thompson, Mason Rudolph.
Rudolph gonna bring y'all some Christmas presents.
He
He gonna bring
started last
Santa.
year. He was doing pretty
Uh huh.
good before Justin and all they gotta do is just give them a chance and mold them to where they want them. But you can't mold nobody if you make them sit there and just watch. You got to
Right.
put them
When does
in
training camp
time,
start? When does
huh?
training camp start? When does training camp start? When does training start? They
Girl,
already playing. They already doing.
they've been training. When Aaron gonna start training?
I just wanna. I just want us to get past September 4th over there with Swaycon behind them. And man, how y'all going? They trying to kill the Lakers. They trying to give us the kill shot from the gate. So we don't know what Tomlin is doing. He hadn't made no announcement, right?
As far as what?
As far as far as his layout, because they just completed the team, so he don't have the layout yet.
Well, once they start in preseason and all that start, then they
Right,
start cutting the team down to size.
right. Let me see.
So, yeah.
Okay. Um, um, I watched a little swimming, y'all. I was a little Michael Phelps fan. Enjoy, boy. I told you. I could have told you that. You can't go swimming after you do with the ooh wee. Allegedly, you can't go swimming after doing the ooh wee. Mm.
Who tried to do that?
He had allegedly. I don't know what the problem was, but there was some other situations enhancing his performance. Okay.
Alrighty then.
hmm What else do we you want to talk about today? I did. You guys, Jackie does have a jewelry. She does have an online jewelry store. She's offering some discounts for her men's collection. Um, Her information is located in the description box. If you want to talk to her, all you gotta do is drop a comment. She'll holler at you. She'll holler. She'll holler at you. Alrighty. What else do we need to talk about on your side, Jackie? As far as like business,
Um,
female health, anything anything health wise that we need to be aware of.
no, just take care of yourself. It's about to be
hmm
hot. Just take care of yourself.
Girl, please. About to be hot. It's been 100 degrees here. It's been 100 degrees here for the last 30 days. And then last week they had to put an emergency out because the golf ball size hail was dropping on people's houses, denting up their car.
I seen that
And it was
it say yesterday it was 4 states that had 80 to 100-mile-an-hour winds.
mm, it's 106 outside, and you got golf ball size hail dropping on your car while you trying to get to the Oracle. Mm, Let me see. So you guys, we want to talk a little bit about basketball. Um, you know how I do when we do basketball, Jacket.
Yeah, I know.
You know how we do when I do basketball. But before we go into this basketball situation, young man, me and you, Jackie, you interrupt me when I go overboard, which you should have did that before we even got started. But young man, I want to ask you a question. How come you complaining about a situation that you're not even a part of? Uh, did I say that right? Uh,
Oh,
you want to talk about the physicality of the performance of the product that we're witnessing right now, but you ain't even playing, partner. That's why I'm finna do this right here. On your neck, partner. On your neck. Yeah. How come everybody wants to call and talk to me? You ain't talked to me in 45 trillion years, and here you come on to talk to me while I'm on the. Man, I ain't talked to you in so long, you ain't even in my contacts no more. We ain't doing that today. But young man, let me see if I got any entertainment for us. Since y'all say, this is about entertainment. You all on your mind no game. Ain't got no game. Yeah, you ain't got another one yet. How come you complaining about people playing rough? Jackie, didn't your daughter play basketball?
We both did.
Okay, I played a little bit. I got about 6 years in it, I got my 6 year stamp while also playing basketball, doing a little track, you know. What is that called? The shot, what that thing is with the ball, shot put,
Shot.
shot put. You just don't thing like you're throwing it at the house, okay? Long jump. We had a little long jump going on. We was a little athletic. But you complaining about the physicality of the game, but you said you could go 5 more years. Does that sound right, Jackie? Am I saying that right? Huh? Huh? Don't laugh. You know I'm telling the truth. Don't laugh.
Maybe you
Huh?
ain't beat up enough.
You said you got about 5 more years in your partner. How come you complaining, partner? You went to the LBJ doctors of feet. That foot been broke 4 years, and you, huh? Yeah, on your neck every day. I'm tired of you. Tired of you taking up all my internet space. Make me have to do the upgrade to get the live stream on the YouTube, cause I gotta talk to you every day about your foot, huh? So I don't
He
know.
gon'
Have you been watching any of the NBA playoffs, Jackie, at all?
he gonna be in Dr. Shows.
Girl, please. Them, with them rubber band knees. Hmm. Mm-mm. But I do want to address you, sir. You know, don't you tell us we can't talk about stuff that we've never done. You ain't doing it, so stop talking about it. Am I right? Yeah, I said it. Yeah, King. I keep telling them.
That's how I play.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Fussing at people for no reason. This man done followed your whole career, and now you want to call him weird, weird, weird. Mm-mm. So I did. I just want to give a little analysis on what I watched on yesterday. What we watched on yesterday. I know you ain't watching it, but Hush Room, Quiet Time. What we thinking? What we looking at? We looking at history. You know Shay, Gilius Alexander. Does that ring a bell with you, Miss Jackie?
No.
He's from Canada.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he from Canada. The ones that ain't gonna give us no electricity. Yeah, that's where he from.
Mm. Kill. What they say? Push the wrong button.
Ah, the same country that ain't gonna back us up with their military and ain't gonna give us no electricity. Up there where the reserve is. Yeah, that's what Shay from.
And they
I
what
think
was gonna
Chet
say,
is too.
push the
Huh?
damn button.
Push button.
Push the damn button.
Shoot. Mm-hmm. I'm mighty afraid Chris Tucker ain't finna come around that corner from behind that van, okay? Yeah. So I watched the game on yesterday. Just want to get my little analysis. Get my little analysis on what I thought might have happened. I don't know. They say we don't know what we talking about. So we too old, Jack. Hmm. We too old. So
Already.
that's what they say. Oh, you from Mississippi, you don't know nothing. Hmm. Why you going down there and looking at all them places where people was killed? On what is it? Ah, Natchez Trace. Yeah. But I was watching this game yesterday. Hush Real Family. We know this was a must win. There's no way OKC can go into Indiana and with a 0-2. So we know this was a must win. One thing that I did see on yesterday, their coach, where is that coach from? Pastor? Pastor. Where OKC coach from? Jack, look that up for me real quick. Oklahoma Thunder. Oklahoma Thunder. And look up there. I want to get the name of the coach. I had it in my brain, but that was 5 hours ago.
Oh Lord.
See where he come
Mark.
from. Mark who?
Dogging out.
Yeah, I couldn't pronounce the last name. Is what I was having a problem with. Where did he come from?
He came from.
Didn't he come from the East Coast?
He was raised in Massachusetts, but he played in Florida at University of Florida.
Yeah, he was talking. Yeah, he was talking about that earlier. So he came from Massachusetts, and he played in Florida. And who was his first job? Who was his first professional? Who was his first professional team?
His first team. Let's see here. Since I'm doing my research.
I'm on that.
I'm going. Let's see. Playoffs. Nope.
Just scroll up. First team he ever coached.
That ain't where it's at. Where I'm looking.
Y'all getting educated. Basketball reference. Stat Muse. That's where you get your facts at, not narratives. Your facts. Mr. Lou, I know you out there, Lou. OKC coach. Where he come from? He from Massachusetts.
Well, his first pro job is Oklahoma City.
So he went Massachusetts, Florida.
He went to Connecticut for school, and he went to Florida, and then his first professional job is OKC.
Okay. The reason why I asked that, I'm not trying to prove. Well, I am trying to prove a point. I was gonna make a point about that defense. It reminds me of the East Coast defense back in the day when Georgetown used to run that 2-3, that 1-3-1. He's running. Last night he was running a 2-3 defense. Um, I like that. I like that he's letting the defense. They don't know what defense. Indiana doesn't know what defense that OKC is gonna hit them with. Um, I'm still sticking with my they're smothering them. When I say smothering them, every time they hit that twist or they hit that the spin, they just taking the ball out their hand. SGA said, "Give me that ball, boy. You don't know what you doing. Let me show you what you need to be doing." So I'm liking the defense. Jackie,
Mm.
backcourt. Hey, Lizzie, I got you, baby. Jackie,
Yes, ma'am.
backcourt.
Ouch.
Hey, hey, what's going on?
Hey, 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 it's
Get a crew on. Get a
manufactured.
crew on now.
Explain to me what a backcourt violation is.
What backcourt violation is?
Yes, Mr. Leezy. Explain to me what a
Uh,
backcourt violation is.
a backcourt violation is when the ball enters the front court across the
Mm,
midway point of the
mm,
court,
mm,
and the ball goes back behind that line. Either a player steps behind the line with the possession, or the ball is thrown in the backcourt after advancing into the front court. That's a backcourt violation. So the
backcourt
ball essentially
violation.
just can't go back behind the line after it advances past the halfway mark of
Is
the
that
court.
contingent? Is that contingent on both feet or one foot?
Just 1 foot.
Hmm. Thank you very much. So, they did call the backcourt once, but I'm kind of question them on that other backcourt call. Did you see that, Belize?
I think I did see it. One of them was a backcourt, and another one it wasn't backcourt, but they should have called it backcourt. So
It should have been a back. That should have been a backcourt because
should have been a
the
backcourt.
ball. Yes, these
But
referees don't know
you
what they're
know,
doing.
yeah, the referees they do that because they need to protect. They have investments and shit on games. They be betting on these games for sure. They're
Hmm.
constantly looking up at the score, running up and
They're
down the
looking at
court,
the
and they make
spread.
certain calls based off of the
Hmm.
time and the situation of the game. So if
Hmm.
because there's a lot of money
Hmm.
being wagered on different betting trends across the whole game. Like, you know what I'm
Well,
saying? Like,
that's why FanDuel is hosting the situation. They let you know what they doing.
right, exactly.
So I was just giving my little points because I really didn't make uh um no presentation for today. But I wanted to make a point about that backcourt situation because I think
Hmm.
even though it wasn't clear,
Hmm.
lazy, I
Hmm.
think they should have made that call.
Yeah, they should have made a
I think
call.
they should have made that call because there's too much gray area there.
Yeah, I agree with
There's
that.
too much gray area there. And then the other thing that fascinated me, how you gonna let another man push you off your side of the court? Hmm?
Right. That's a foul. It's either a foul or a backcourt, either or. So,
How you gonna let another man push you so much with his defense that you go into his side of the court?
right, that part.
Hmm. What we watching, Leezy? Give me your thoughts about what the game looked like to you.
I didn't see the whole game, but from what I was watching, um, shit, it just looked like OKC was really just the aggressors. They was more physical, and they made shots. Like
Hmm.
they kept scoring. So whether that's making shots in transition, hitting timely threes, or getting to the basket, and then they got to the free throw line other times too. So they
I will.
just kept
I got
finding
those.
a
I
way
got
to
those
score.
numbers. I got
Yeah,
those.
they
I
just
think
kept finding a way.
it was 33 free throws for OKC, and was it 34? I think it might have been 34, 33 with OKC with one more.
Oh, they had one more in Indiana.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. Let me, if I'm not.
Because they have the same amount of free throws, that doesn't mean that it wasn't like the free throws for one or the other teams didn't have more impact at the time when they shot their free throws. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because some teams can just get garbage free throws, but it really don't have an impact on the score. And then when a team is making a run and they about to come back and take the lead, and then the refs call a foul, that's probably not a foul to give the other team free throws to break their run, the other team's run and momentum. Those are the fouls and the free throws that be kind of questionable. You know what I'm saying? So
right. And then the thing about it too, Lizzie, do you see how they guarding these boys?
Yeah. They doing a lot of grabbing, a lot of holding. So.
A lot of grabbing. It's a whole lot of grabbing going on.
But they allow the team that they're marketing as the best team, who got the best player on the best team, they're gonna allow that team to get away with more than the opposing team. That's just the way it's worked throughout the history of the game. They're not gonna allow both teams to be equally as physical with the grabbing and the holding. We just gonna keep it on that one, because Lou Dort and Caruso, they be fouling down there every play.
Oh hell yeah! Caruso is known for his fouling techniques. Okay.
If we're gonna keep it on it, I'm not gonna discredit their defense. They are great defensive players, but they do get away with a lot of fouling. Though. Let's just keep it on.
Right. Only thing I didn't like is just that one play where SGA went up in the air, made the shot, and you can clearly see the young man got fouled, and SGA laying on his back, he's like, oh, I can't get that?
Oh, he said that to the referee?
Yeah, he looked at the referee, dead in his face, talking about, I can't get that?
Right. Told you, it's like whoever they choose as the best player in the league, or whoever gets the MVP or whatever, who they're trying to market, they're going to get all of those superstar calls, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Something was going on with Halliburton. What you think?
I just think that he was satisfied. He got game one. You know what I'm saying? He was like, we did what we came to do. They could have been greedy and tried to get game two, because they kept like trimming the lead and trying to make a run and come back, but then they'll give it up again. So. But I thought he was just satisfied. He was coasting. He wasn't super aggressive. He started to get aggressive like the midway through the fourth quarter. It was too little, too late. You're already down 21 points. You're not going to come back if you're not aggressive from the beginning.
Right.
So,
and Adam Silver. It was 2 minutes and 38 seconds left in the game. Why you showing up now? Huh?
Yeah. Oh, he just had showed up at that point. I thought he was in the
at the end of the game, Lizzie. He come walking through the tunnel at the end of the game.
Oh wow. Yeah. They put the camera on him. I was like, oh, it's a reason why Adam Silver is in the building. They weren't finna let OKC lose 2 straight home games. But I can assure you this: I think Indiana wins game 3. And I think they have a lead in game 4, but what's the name finds a way to win game 4 and tie it up at 2-2. And then they're going to go back to OKC. And OKC, I think, can win 3 straight and close it out in Indiana.
You think
that's what I'm thinking is going to happen, though, but I'm not sure if it's going to play out like that. Because I said OKC in 6. This was my original prediction.
I got some numbers for us. I think they're gonna. Man, Jack, I know you don't watch a lot of basketball. If you got anything to say about what we conversing about, feel free to So according to the numbers, the game last night had 2.4 billion viewers. 2.4 billion viewers. I'm thinking Adam Silver might try to let this run 7.
They had how many viewers?
2.4 billion
What, for the game last night or for the first
for the
game?
game. For the game, most watched postseason game in 20 years. 2.4 billion viewers.
Wow.
That's what I'm thinking.
People are
Huh?
invested in this finals. This is a good finals. This ain't like the Boston and Dallas. That really wasn't all that entertaining
That's
to
why.
me.
That's why I said I'm thinking Silver might try to push this up.
He had a game-winning shot, which we've never seen.
Uh huh.
First
Uh
game,
huh.
you know what I'm saying?
Uh huh.
Tyrese in a
Uh huh.
comeback fashion. So,
Right.
but it's gonna be like this. It's gonna go back and forth all series because they're both two similar teams that play similar style basketball and they have very physical defenders on their team.
Yeah. So let me see what else I got. Let me see what else I got. I got some more numbers for it. Shea has scored 72 points. Shea Gillius Alexander scored the most points ever by a player in their first two career NBA Finals game. 72
Oh,
points.
really?
Yeah.
Who, Shay?
Shea.
Mm.
Ty, Mr. Halliburton. Mr. Halliburton. 4.5 points. Halliburton. Mr. Halliburton. You in the finals, averaging 4.5 points. Huh? Cause the last time I checked, I thought you was averaging about 18.
No, how much is he averaging?
This thing says Tyrese Halliburton averaged in the first halves of the NBA Finals.
In the
4.5.
first half?
In the first half.
Yeah.
So he gonna get you.
That's not gonna
He
get
gonna
it
get you
done.
4 points. No, that's not gonna
That's
get
not
it
gonna
done,
get it done.
Leezy. That's not gonna get it done.
That's not gonna get it done.
You gotta take the game in the first half.
Yeah, that's true.
Let me see what else we got going on here with these numbers. Since y'all say we don't know numbers.
What else do we got going on?
What else we got going on? Most points in two games in the NBA Finals is Mr. Who? Shea Gillius Alexander, like I said, with 72. Mr. Who? Allen Iverson, with 71. And then you know the GOAT gonna be in there with 69. First two games of the playoffs. This boy's setting records.
They setting
Jack,
records.
this boy's setting records. What else we got? I think that's all we got. Did I get this one? Yeah, we just said that, the 72. So, I'm thinking Adam Silver gonna push this 7 games, Lazy. Because if you imagine 2.4 billion for the per game for the next week, he can recover. He can recover.
He can recover.
Yeah, he can recover. What you think?
Who you talking about? SGA?
No, Adam Silver. I'm saying I'm trying to give my extension of the game. I'm thinking this series is going to go about 7.
Oh, you think it's going 7? No, I think
Yeah.
I think it might go. I think it's gonna go 6.
You think it's going to go 6?
But they're gonna be real competitive 6 games. It's gonna be these games might be decided by like 2 or 3 possessions down the stretch of these next 4 games, in my opinion. So, which is the better team? Who wants it more? But if it goes 7, then we can't complain. The NBA get what they want.
Right, and the thing about it is, now that the numbers is coming in, and did you see? I look at the game, but did you see all them jackets with them pins?
Mm-mm.
Taking That's what we got to do, Mr. Lazy. We got to get together and teach people. While we watching the ball go through the rim, they looking at other situations. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm talking about. They looking at other situations. They looking at these,
Yeah.
win ratios, ticket
Yeah.
sales, jersey sales, shoe
Exactly.
sales,
Yeah.
headbands. Okay, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Gatorade, huh?
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, they're going to Indiana, 1-1. Indiana gonna
Mm-hmm.
take one of the. I'm thinking Indiana gonna take one of these. If
Indiana.
Indiana
Oh
take,
yeah. Indiana gonna win
yeah,
game three, in my
yeah.
opinion.
If Indiana win game three, Shay, baby, you gonna have to get some collard greens, baby. I'm telling you,
To be
you gotta
honest,
get
it
some
don't really matter who wins game three. I still think Oklahoma City wins in 6 games.
in 6 games.
So if
So they,
Oklahoma City wins game three, that means
hmm
that Indiana's gonna win game four. That means they go back. Hold on, isn't it 2-2-2-1-1-1? Or is it 2-3-2?
no, it's two
What's the
two, 1-1-1.
1-1-1? Okay.
Right,
Okay. Okay.
right.
So that means that they're gonna if Indiana wins game four, that means they're gonna tie the series. Oklahoma City wins game five in OKC, and I think they close it out
hmm
in um in Indiana in game six.
Mr. Marshall.
Morning all.
Oh
That's
yeah,
just
you
getting
got your
to know
badge.
you.
You got your badge.
I got my badge. Well, I've been an officer in a minute.
You got your badge. You got your badge. One other thing, I not to change this up, but one other thing I was kind of enlightened about was them backdoor cuts was killing Indiana last night.
Killing Indiana.
Killing them. Them backdoor cuts. I mean, they did 3 in a row at one time.
Yeah, that's true.
On the panel
That's
this
one.
afternoon.
Okay, Mr. Marshall, you are here. Thank you for stopping by. Give us
Salute.
your analysis.
Salute.
Give us your analysis of what you was looking at last night. Lighters in the air, hush room. Jackie's here too, Mr. Marshall.
Okay. The view I liked. They took the game from tip off to the end of the fourth quarter. They knew they dropped that game one, and they made a lot of good quality shots. Backdoors, mid ranges. Of course, they fed the pick and roll. It was a lot cleaner. I saw mid
Mm-hmm.
ranges more than I saw in game one. Even when Indiana did miniature runs, they went back to their bread and butter and went back to their offense. Everybody seemed to be on the same page. It wasn't just Shay showing up; it was everybody showing up. They knew they could not go down 0-2 to this team going into Indianapolis. They knew that, and they played like a champion. They should be up 2-0, but they're not. But they're gonna need to get one. I'm not counting Indiana out because they're a very tough, well-coached team. So they're going to be ready for every game they're playing. However, OKC knows they need to get one in Indiana. They know they need to get that one back they gave up in game one. But I like what I
Right.
seen yesterday. So far, this is a good NBA Finals. I don't know what everybody's talking about that don't like these two teams. This is real basketball, and we're watching two premier stars, put a
Mm-hmm.
stamp on their legacy.
Mm-hmm. I was just telling Leezy, Mr. Marshall, 2.4 billion viewers
Wow.
in one night. In one night, 2.4 billion, not million, billion viewers in one night.
And that's going up against, I think, what the Tony Awards.
It said the best viewership in 20 years since
They
MySpace
make,
on.
Yeah.
So I think that coach is from Massachusetts. That's the reason why I don't know if you guys was listening earlier. OKC coach, yeah, Connecticut, Massachusetts. Where he from, Mr. Marshall? What is his pedigree?
I don't know offhand. You caught me with my pants down. I don't know offhand where the
Mm.
coach for OKC is from, but I do know he is from that Popovich tree, if I'm not mistaken.
There you
Well,
go.
Mark
There you
Dagnall?
go. There you go. Yeah.
Is he?
I think so.
Um,
If it,
Oh,
what's his name?
Mark, Jackie, you the research girl. What was his last name, baby girl?
Who I'm looking up?
Good
No, Mark.
afternoon,
What
Miss
was his last
Jackie.
name?
Oh, I just looked at
oh,
it.
he's from Leo Minister,
Yeah,
Massachusetts.
Uh,
Drakenot, something like that. Hey, don't get me for butchering his name.
no, only
Your
reason why
choice.
I'm bringing it. Only reason why I'm bringing it up is because when I was watching, this the
Hmm.
same coach that ran that 1-3-1. Y'all probably don't remember, but the East Coast used to be known for that 1-3-1 and that 2-3 defense. He's playing some East Coast ball. I'm just putting that out there, y'all. I can see that. Y'all remember when Georgetown? Well, y'all probably. I'm older than y'all. I'm telling you how
Come
old
on now, I'm in my 40s. I remember Georgetown. Come on, give me a
I
little bit of credit.
Put it out
am.
there, Tanya.
Yeah, but the East Coast used to be known for that 1-3-1 and that 2-3 defense. Then that's when that triangle hit. When Michael Jordan that triangle hit. I remember them days. That 1-3-1, that 2-3, and I saw that 2-3 in that defense last night. That's the only reason why I brought it up. Not to make it all,
If my
conspiracy.
memory, if my memory serves me right, isn't the triangle an offshoot of Princeton and the 1-2, the 3-1-1
The one,
offense?
yeah, the 1-3-1. Come on now, Mr. Marshall, you got the badge today. Come on now.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
And
he
they
didn't
say,
play no
and
college
and and
basketball.
and they say we don't know basketball, huh? And we can go back to the archives and tell you what they're playing right now, huh?
Hmm.
That's just like in
Come on.
football, how the Air Coryell offense for the 80s, the Chargers, when Mike Martz, the St. Louis Rams offensive coordinator, that was basically the Air Coryell offense that he put in St. Louis with Isaac Bruce, Kurt Warner, Marshall Faulk, Torrey Holt, and as a king. So it was the same offense, you just had more players, more skilled players in it, and it looked better. And then
Yeah.
everybody after that started to make the Air Coryell offense called the quote unquote spread offense. It's not really the
Right.
spread
Hmm.
offense.
Right. No, only reason why I ain't trying to
The
make it,
greatest show on turf, man.
I'm trying to cap or nothing, but when you kind of played a little bit, and I said, oh, there go that 2-3. What y'all doing, chat? What you know about that? Huh?
I
Y'all
mean,
play ice out ball, don't you?
he, he went into his bag and he did something that is called, if y'all sitting down, I think y'all all sitting down, it's called coaches. When you know
Mm.
that a team is looking for a certain thing, you pull out something else. That's called making adjustments. That's what Jason Kidd didn't do in the finals last year. He couldn't make
Man.
adjustments for Boston, and Boston basically gentlemen swept them. We're watching two good coaches, Rick Carlisle, and
Rick
now,
Carlisle for sure, for
yeah,
sure.
now this this coach that I can't pronounce his name. He's made
Dayton
you
off.
look. Uh,
What is it? What is it? What is it, Jackie? What you say,
Dayton off.
baby?
It's Dayton
Okay.
off.
Dayton, oh, that's a German name. Wow. Okay. Well, what we're seeing is you make your name in the regular season, you make your legacy in the playoff, coach or
There
player.
you go. There
So
you go.
they are making their legacy right now. Nobody really cared about Rick Carlisle until he took down the Heatles. Then he became a great coach. All eyes was on him. He was considered a failure because everywhere he went, he couldn't get over the hump and got fired. But when he won the championship in 2011 with the help of LeBron James, choking, he became a great coach. So
Right, right.
if Rich Carlisle get another one in this fashion, we got to put him in top 5 current coaches of all time. And the coach for OKC, he's making his name where he's gonna, because when Pop's going out, there has to be somebody to fill that spot, and it
Somebody
might
got to
be
take.
him.
Somebody got to take that mantle. Oh yeah, and like I said, I'm not trying to make a big deal out of that situation. But you said we can't talk about what we don't know. I'm just trying to let you know we know what we talking about, Mister. Huh? We know
Well,
what we talk about. We know what we
Yeah.
see. We know what we see. You trying to cross over
Mm-hmm.
to get to the rim. You ain't even got no shot. Shaq got 3 people on him, guarding him, and he's throwing the ball across the court to a 7-footer hitting 3 points. Boy, go to sleep.
What you
Huh?
talking about?
LeBron James. LeBron
um,
James. I just had to get that out of my system. I just had to get
well,
that out of my system. I'm sorry.
don't worry, because I'm really looking forward to NBC's product this upcoming fall, because we're not going to hear as much about LeBron, LeBalco, LeBitch, LeQuitter like we do on ESPN. So
Right.
Right.
It's a changing of the guard,
ESPN
son.
ESPN knows that LeBron James' marketability is coming to an end. So what they're going to do is they're going to flood his name through the whole summer. And
Hmm.
when this new product comes with the new NBA inside the NBA hits
Hmm.
ESPN network, we're going to watch how different the flow of talking basketball is going to be. See, they're trying to put
Did
as
you
many
see his
pundits.
show?
They're trying to put as many pundits of LeBron James to keep hyping this man up. But we already see the truth. We've already watched the plane crash. We know that it crashes and
Right.
burns. And now it's
Right.
like, oh yeah, guess what, everybody? Bronny's gonna get some meaningful minutes. But let me ask you this. Let me ask you this question: if a woman
Mm-hmm.
has 5 kids, how the hell is she gonna be the person to tell you about birth control? She can't. So
That's what I'm
if
saying.
if a financial institution bankrupts, how are you going to trust them with your money? So
Yeah.
if a player that can't really play in the NBA level, how the hell are you going to trust him with minutes? That's all I'm saying. But when it comes to what we're seeing now, we're seeing the closing of the LeBron James era.
Come on, Mr. Marshall. I just said that. Yes, did he? I just said that. Yes, did he? And see, Mr. Adam
Just
Silver,
saying.
you done messed up. You trying to tell us that what you've been giving us is entertainment, and now all of a sudden we seeing something. We don't gotta eat the cake anime no more.
Eat
Mm.
the
We've been
damn cake, anime.
we've been watching ISO high pick and roll offense that only benefits one player for so long that we missed
Mm.
team basketball, and we crave team basketball. I don't care what nobody says. Michael
Mm-hmm.
Jordan, Kobe Bryant played team basketball, but if the game was close or they needed to take a game over, we knew 100 out of 100 times who was going to get the ball, who was going to take it over, and we going to accept that. But those first
Right.
3 quarters of basketball was team ball. So now when we're watching Halliburton do his thing, when we're watching SGA do their thing, you know what? We take a deep breath, we start sniffing in the air like, I remember this type of basketball.
Yeah, where you been all my life, boy? Come on out around that 7-Eleven. Let's go play some basketball. Huh? And Mr. Siakam, Pascal, what's the problem is? Huh? What the problem is? Where was you? You waiting until the third quarter to get your sauce on. This is the finals. Finals.
Well,
You
this is
gotta come
also
to you gotta come to the stadium with your mind in a certain place. Y'all complain. Don't start this complaining stuff. Every time I'm looking around, you got your hands up in the air, like you trying to say, "Bless me, Jesus," and we want Him to bless you. But just get your man in the game. The ref is not your buddy.
But notice this, Gigi. He
What's
forgot
up?
something that's really important. OKC ain't New York. So, you did all that stuff with New York. because New York really didn't have nobody that was going to play defense on you. You're playing a team that's going to play defense. Defense is not meant to be comfortable. It's meant to make you uncomfortable. Defense is not letting you get an open shot. You're going to have to hit this shot with my damn torso in your face. So guess what? Get used to it.
You're gonna have to, Mr. Halliburton. Mr. Halliburton, you on the TikToker, Snapchat, DMs, where you at, baby? You let SG come in your house and say, give me that ball. You don't know what you doing. You turning around, giving the ball to him in his belly.
But you want to know something? You know how you beat great defense? It's real simple. Have a bag.
Come on now.
It's
so simple. It's so simple.
That's what I'm saying. Did you watch his podcast that he got with Steve Nash? He had Luca on as a guest, so it was Luca, LeBron, and Steve Nash. And LeBron mentioned, he was like, "This is crazy. You know what's crazy to me? How they say that I don't have no bag." And then
who said that?
His little egotistical,
excuse me. I respect
this
you.
is what he said though.
You.
He said,
who said that?
I got 4 billion points. How do I don't have a bag if I got 4 billion points?
Well, Karl Malone.
Who said that, Lizzie?
LeBron.
You know who said
he
that?
Was talking about himself. They say that, you know what bothers me? They say that I don't have a bag, but I got 40 billion points though.
But hey, Easy. We need to stop calling him LeBron James. We need to start calling him LeBron West because Galante's his daddy. Okay, that's number one. Number two.
Oh, Lord.
Anybody can do the same. Look,
I'm like, nigga, you got all them points because of longevity and a whole bunch of non-travel calls. Come on, man.
You can drive a Cadillac long enough. You can drive a Cadillac long enough and get 200,000 miles on it. What are you trying to say?
But Gigi, listen to this. In the video game world, if you keep doing the same thing over and over, it's called spamming a move. That's all LeBron's been doing his whole goddamn career. Is spamming the same shit over and over and over again. Yes, you have some success.
You found the glitch.
Jackie.
I'm here.
Let's put some facts on these situations that our gentlemen are talking about. They say if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting to get a different result, what did Mr. Webster say that is?
Insanity.
Huh?
Like you usually say, you're glitching.
You gonna put the car in reverse and try to drive for him?
Yes.
Huh? Just because it's a Lamborghini don't mean it's gonna work. Just because it's a Rolls Royce, he still got to go in reverse. You trying to go forward, partner, walking backwards, you dummy.
Hey Gigi, let me ask you this question. How many times have you went to the grocery store, bought something that's supposed to be name brand, and it tastes like ass, and then you went and bought something from Aldi's that tastes better than the name brand?
Jackie.
My name
Jackie.
Am I wrong? My name
Jackie, I had to consult
we're all witnesses. Remember, we're all witnesses.
Yeah, I had to consult my lawyer because they just tried to take me for my paper. I had to walk out with my socks on, my purse, my weekend work. They tried to take me for my paper. I said, let the sun come up and see if I'm still here.
But easy, yes, we are witnesses. We're witness to a plane crash, a train crash, and a whole bunch of car crashes for 22 seasons.
That's what I'm saying. We witness to the airline. We witness to everything. Everything is just disintegrating with this dude. His basketball game has disintegrated.
So why do you need to tell
his excuse making has disintegrated?
Why do you need to tell me what I've already seen? Yes, you got 40,000 points, and it's been the ugliest 40,000 goddamn points I've ever seen in my life.
Did a damn basketball game, and Giannis is following in his footsteps.
Look, I'm gonna tell you like this. I can always give Giannis.
Nigga talking about you the greatest player in the game. You can't get one free throw.
Jackie, Lazy, you king. I respect you, but you better leave Giannis alone, okay?
Tell that nigga
telling
they
you
gonna make a
back.
free throw and get a jump shot with his
Tell
trap on the ass.
Look, the
Easy.
difference
Look
between
at you.
Giannis and
Hold on,
Trap
LeBron
hold on.
these
is,
Listen,
niggas
hold
out
on,
the damn
hold on,
way. Shit.
hold on. Wait a minute, Leezy. I'm from Fresno. Don't get it twisted. I know what a bulldog looking like. I can be on the bridge in a minute. I know where you live at. Don't make me pull up on you.
Easy. I gotta say this. The thing that is different between Giannis and LeBron is I've watched Giannis take responsibility of his failures. I've never seen LeBron take responsibility for anything. He doesn't even take
Never.
responsibility for that
Never.
30-foot three that he missed when they were up by one in the damn Minnesota game. He wants to
Right.
somehow, some way
Junkie
blame that on
came
Luka.
down and jacked up a three.
Lazy. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Okay. How many peekaboos Giannis got?
I say 0.
Shut your channel down. Shut your channel down. Shut your channel down. How many? How many
Oh, you
doggone
said how many
peekaboos?
peekaboos? I don't get it.
How many
Wait, you gotta
doggone
clarify that.
peekaboos? You know what
Clarify.
I'm talking. The clarify. Don't play with me. You're a grown man.
What?
You got you
Um,
got children.
how many?
Mm.
Well, I ain't messing with y'all, man. Y'all is crazy as hell.
Don't make DG come from Mississippi with the mud pies on you. How many times we see the tape with Giannis on his knees asking the referee, marry me, please, marry me, please.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
never
Huh?
I
seen. I've
feel you
never
on that.
seen. I've never
Giannis
seen Giannis
he be getting
proposing to the
fouled. He be
damn
getting
referee
fouled.
for a foul call before.
Right.
Hmm?
LeBron
He
James
said
was
how many
on there,
peekaboos.
right? LeBron James. LeBron James was on his knees to a lot of referees proposing marriage for a foul call. I've
For a
never
foul
seen.
call.
Oh,
I
oh,
just
oh,
seen one too when I was looking I forgot I was on TikTok or
oh,
something. I seen him on it. I was like,
let
wow.
me let me ask you this, since you want to go Mississippi soul food style. Let me ask you this, Mr. Leezy. How many
Mm-hmm.
change of address forms has Giannis had?
Oh yeah, nah.
Well, I
Huh?
would say 2. He had to change his
Huh?
address from Greece to Milwaukee. That's one.
And since then,
I got to get back to you on that one.
Yeah, he
huh?
good. He just got
The
one.
upper room, the
Yeah, he
jacket,
got his ass
jacket,
migrated. He
jacket,
migrated over here.
Yes.
Hey, the
jacket.
NBA. Hey, you know what? If we talking about all this shit, then I think motherfucking Donald Trump need to get involved in this tariffs and shit with these illegals in the NBA. Ship all them motherfuckers back
Man,
and forth.
this dude got 30, allegedly
Y'all just gotta
34.
go
He
back.
got
Luca
34.
gotta go back. The Joker. Get all the motherfuckers up out here. They gotta go
Uh,
back, man.
well, we
Damn,
can't go
Leezy,
back
you
to
going all the way there?
we
Shit,
can't go back to look.
Ship LeBron
We,
back to Akron. Where he
man,
came from. Get his
please.
ass up out of here.
Man, please. They don't want him in Akron. Shoot,
Sure
that's
they
why he
don't.
can't retire. That's why he can't retire. He can't put no statue nowhere. I said it. Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm.
LeBron don't
Well,
even go to that school where they're failing and killing each other in the parking lot since he left Cleveland in 2018.
mm-hmm. See,
He
damn
only
lazy.
he,
The No
Lazy,
Thomas School.
you know I got love for you, Lazy. But you know it's
Hmm.
more to being a champion than what hitting the mug a free throw. Cause you know the Shaq is the prime example of that. Okay?
Yeah. Get his ass up out
Shaq
of
is a
here.
fine example of wasted talent. No matter if he got 4 rings, he should have had 6 or 7. He did not
Right.
apply himself. He did not really go get it. He was satisfied with his career, while all of us who watch
Mm,
Shaq was never satisfied with what he gave us. At least
Facts.
mm.
Giannis gives us all he has. And I can give you a pass on your deficiencies if you give me everything you have. Now,
Okay.
You can't do
getting back
it,
to
Mr. Marshall.
getting back
Mr. Marshall,
to what's up?
you can't do what you don't know yet. Okay?
But
You
Shaq
can't do what
knew.
you don't know yet. Yeah, Jack
Shaq
knew,
knew.
and he refused. and he refused to do it. It's like Giannis is not refusing to take the free throws. He know he ain't making them. You think Giannis is sitting up there like, oh man, I killed that. He know he ain't making the free throws, but he's still trying with integrity.
Right.
That's the only thing I'm saying. I ain't saying the boy got, he flying around in Space Jam. I'm just saying at least he got some integrity.
Yeah, I can give you that. But Elise, I gotta talk to you now. Because you was ducking my phone call. I'm trying to call you, man, and you kept ducking my phone call. If it sounds like I'm emotional right now, because I ain't.
I was just hella busy this past weekend.
I know, I just like fucking with you. I just wanted you to feel bad for like a second and be like, oh man.
Hey, didn't the Suns, didn't they hire that coach today?
Who
they hire?
Let me look it up. Jonathan somebody.
Who the Phoenix Suns?
The Suns. Yeah, they just hired the head coach today.
Is it a retread or is it a good coach?
No, this man is the coach of the Suns. They just put the announcement.
I know, but what is his name? Is he a rehire or is he a new coach to the NBA?
Jonathan something. I'm trying to get the post.
It's Jordan.
I don't see nothing right now.
What's his name?
Ott.
Who?
Oh, Jordan Ott.
Yeah, there you go.
The hell is Jordan
Ott? Oh my goodness! Come on, man. True.
He's a
for coach.
It sounds like a boat engine.
Introductory press
His
conference.
last name is OTT.
Oh,
yeah, you know me.
Yeah.
On,
no, I don't know. No, I don't know.
What we doing?
Where you coming from?
Where you coming from? OTT?
You
gotta be doing OTT.
Yeah, you know me.
I never did that. Man, they play that song at the club. I'm going to get me a hot dog. Okay, no, I ain't down with that. No, I don't want other people's nothing. I don't want your cornbread, your potatoes. Yeah, I don't want your cornbread, your collard greens, the stuff that you get.
Assistant and team's third coach.
Oh, okay, so that makes sense. So, we'll see KD ruin his career.
Yeah, you gotta read up on these motherfuckers, man. Like, nigga,
they got the
Weezy, do you need a back rub? Where's your energy yet?
Nah, I'm here. Nah, I'm working at the same time. That's why.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. When you sound like you just came down off of methadone and shit, that's when I know you at work.
No, not allegedly.
Nigga took his Percocet. Now he's like, yeah, I'm just cool and relaxed. Yeah. I missed the crump, amped up, like 5 shots and coffee.
Mr. Marsh, lazy.
From Michigan State University.
Y'all tell me if this is real or not. Hey, Pastor, is that Pastor?
Yes.
Y'all tell me if this is real. Listen to this.
Career.
This is per Yahoo Sports. There is mutual interest on the head coaching position between the Knicks and Jason Kidd.
Hey, you know what I noticed though?
No, they shut that down.
Coaches though out here, they start in a video coordinator, like Eric Spoelstra. So Jordan Ott was a video coordinator for the Atlanta Hawks in between 2013 and 2016. I think that's when they were making their runs in the East, when they had all the like Joe Johnson and all those guys and 4-time All-Stars over there, Josh Smith, Al Horford, Kyle Korver.
That's my easy.
What year was that? What year was that?
He was in Brooklyn for 6 years as an assistant in Brooklyn.
What year was that?
Who wasn't a coordinator?
Yeah, he was with the Lakers recently. He was just assistant with the Lakers, and then previously this last season he was with Cleveland Cavaliers.
So. Dude, and he was what year? What year was the first year?
2013 through 2016 with the Atlanta Hawks, but he wasn't an assistant. He was a video coordinator, and then he became an assistant. Remember, Eric Spoelstra for the Miami Heat was their video coordinator, and then
what's his name? But JJ Redick could just get on his knees, give LeBron James the best time of his life, and just next thing you know, he's a head coach.
Jackie,
Man, I came in at the right time. Hey,
Jackie.
Leezy, they on your helmet, bro. Why they on my boy Leezy so hard, man? Can you say something about Giannis on?
Yeah.
What you mean?
Yeah, you better leave.
Who?
You hear me? Pastor?
Yeah.
Pastor, did you
They
hear
jumping
me?
my boy
Did you hear
Leezy.
me?
Hey, Leezy. Yeah, I heard y'all. I was in tears at work, man. I'm dying laughing at y'all, bro. Let my brother
It was
make
on
it.
me, bro. They don't like my Giannis
said-
tapes, because
he said-
one
he said-
in love with Giannis. Ticket love Giannis. I be like, nigga, Giannis weak as fuck. Man.
Lazy. Don't make
Don't
me do
stand
this.
by my shit, bro.
I'm trying to go. I'm trying not to get surgical with you, baby. Don't do.
But I'm saying
Come on
though,
now.
if Giannis is that good,
Come
why
on
he
now.
let Tyrese
Come
Halliburton
on.
take his ass to the cup for the game-winning motherfucking layup? You supposed to take that
Okay.
off the glass, nigga. How you let Tyrese
Well,
Halliburton go right by you, bro?
what makes you think he's supposed to take it, huh? What makes you think he's supposed to take it?
No, he was supposed to save the game. That was for the win.
Yeah. It's been a whole
You
bunch
can't
of
give him the ball
that
down the
been
stretch
playing.
though. That's the problem. Giannis he ain't really gonna close no games out for you. You can't give him. You can't
He's
say
not-
look at
he's
Giannis.
not a
Give him the ball.
closer.
He's a game winning
But-
shot.
but-
Nigga.
but-
They're gonna
but
foul his
Leezy-
ass. He's gonna go to the
But
free throw line and do foolish to kill O'Neal.
Lazy, you asking
Mhm.
Giannis to do something that we've been asking God to do for the last 20 years. So could you put unnecessary, uncalled for duties in this
No, because
man's
Giannis
job
got something
description?
LeBron don't got, and that's a Defensive Player of the Year award. So I expect you to play defense with all that athleticism and
Man,
length
Rudy,
that you
man,
got.
that don't mean nothing. Rudy Gobert got defensive player of the year. He got cinder block
but
feet. What
it's
is
a
you talking
difference
about?
though. Giannis is a way better defender than Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert is just literally trash. Like
I just want to say something right quick. I
Yeah,
just want to say something quick.
just go on with your brown sugar licking, okay? You looking at
Oh,
brown sugar,
wow.
baby.
Wow. Brown sugar, baby. I get high off your love.
I love you. I love you. I love you. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Pastor.
cause
Go ahead, Pastor.
Hey, that's my
What you
Leo
say?
brother. You know, you got the 3 Leos birthday. You got 2 birthday dudes the same day and Leezy the next day. So
Hey,
let my little
y'all
brother,
be trying
let
to
Leezy make it.
y'all be
Let
trying
Leezy
to
make it,
y'all
man.
be trying
we
to
coming
Can I say
out
something?
way.
Can I say something?
y'all be trying
Please?
y'all be trying to
Please, can I
gang
say
up on me.
something?
Jackie,
We
No,
gonna
the
be here
last
before you
time,
know it.
gonna say-
We'll be here before you
Jackie,
No,
know
I'm
it.
just gonna say,
Jackie.
can mom and dad stop fighting, please? We trying to
Yeah,
have, we
shit.
trying to have
Yeah.
dinner. Mom and daddy, stop fighting.
Yes,
Jackie,
just please stop fighting. I'm like Jackie. I'm not into this.
the last time these 3 kings was on this stream, they ganged up on me like I'm Uncle Drew's sister or somebody. Didn't they do it?
I ain't gang up on you, Gigi.
Oh, whoa. Hold on, what we got on going here? I don't sit there and jump on nobody. I don't jump on nobody. You ain't gonna sit there and sit there and try to say that I did that to you. You know I didn't do that. No, I didn't do that.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know you, Pastor. We waiting on you to give us some analysis, but y'all know what? I gotta have a swerve. I gotta have a swerve moment, okay? So
All right, yeah, this is your
excuse me.
platform. Go ahead. I'm going back on mute right quick and laugh my ass off again right
No,
quick.
right there. Just give me 20 seconds. Just give me 20 seconds. I gotta get that.
Okay, you got 20
swerve
seconds. Get it all out of your system.
Oh, I'm
But
laying that.
just Gigi, no. After your 20 seconds, there's gonna be some hella fire rebuttals. So you got your
That's all
20
right.
seconds
That's all
starting
right. That's all right.
now.
That's all right. I got my white lightning too. Yeah. Here we go.
In the
What you
name
think,
of
lady?
Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we have the victory. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, Satan, you have to flee.
Okay.
Tell them
You know it's Monday. Church was yesterday.
for us when we call. Oh, my bad, Gigi. Go ahead. I'll just try to get the
Now,
atmosphere right again.
now, go on, give us your analysis and what you think we might be working with coming up.
Well, but as I was doing the game last night, OKC should be up 2-0, right? I've been hearing y'all. I don't think it's going 7. I think it's going 6 now that I'm looking at it. just looking at the two teams, this is what I kept on saying on my stream last night. If you take just like Halliburton beat beat my boy Giannis. He beat Giannis to the hole, right? If you let him go to his strong hand, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. Now you see how he can't go left, so that's why I kept on saying last night, why y'all keep on letting this dude go right? If you take his left hand off, he can't do nothing. Nothing at all. Now I got to give a shout out to Freddy Cougar, grandson, Rex Craven. Caruso. Caruso been balling. Caruso been balling these whole playoffs though. And
he used to be a bucket. He used to be a bucket. Now, don't get it twisted. He didn't get in the league.
Hold on, Craig. Not only that, you remember he got busted for them drugs for that marijuana at Texas A&M, allegedly. But anyway, OKC, man, Shea is that dude, man. It's his time. I think he's the best player in the league. He played both sides of the basketball. It's not too flashy, not too slim. I know these Jordan. I don't like the Jordan or the Kobe comparisons either. Right. And ESPN does that too. But his favorite player is Kobe Bryant. He said Kobe Bryant is like Michael Jordan on steroids. But
he said that's his biggest disappointment, not being able to meet Kobe before he passed away.
Yep. So that's why I get that comparison, because that's his favorite player and everything. But anyway, they in trouble. Because look, I just think they're in trouble because the Pacers in trouble. Because a lot of people forget, Pacers been dropping the ball at home. They're a better road team than they are at home. They play better on the road than they do at home. You see, the Knicks stole the game. You see what I'm saying? So every game in these playoffs, they drop the games at home. So OKC is more than capable of getting one. I think it's going to 6, but I seen Roger from American Dad last night showing his face. I'm like, why are you showing this man's face? Hey, let me go back old school right quick with y'all, right? Y'all remember that show V they used to play on TV, right? On NBC back in the day, right? Them aliens. I'm that old, so I just imagine him as what
I gotta stop. You ain't gonna just bring up V from the 1980s and just say that all casual like I didn't catch it. I caught that one to the chest. But yes, he looks like a alien impersonating a man.
Yeah. That's how I view Adam Silver, allegedly. Yeah, but I don't know why they keep on showing his face, And you know
why did he show?
And this is my last thing.
2 minutes in the game, Pastor.
I don't know. You know how they are. Lights, camera, action. Here you go. But Alan Silver, be on camera. Okay, now get off of it. You know how they be. But anyway, this is what I don't understand about the disrespect. That's why we've been saying it on Ticket Channel. Me, James, been always been shouting my boy Know Your Boy. We've been trying to tell these boys the league is getting younger and younger. The average age 2 years ago was 25. Now the average age this year is 26. And guess what, y'all? Guess what the average height of an NBA player is now? 6'5". So who playing against plumbers, huh?
I wish we can we start? I got 5 on it. Can we start something to give, to eliminate all this nonsense?
It's just a disrespect that they're not doing. I've been saying that on my channel. They don't respect the small market. You see how they disrespected them? Still bringing up JJ Redick, bringing up Luka Doncic. I'll go to the gym and LeBron's already working out, dripping in sweat. Man, his whole show, I don't watch that crap, but it's just a kiss of ass thought. I'm like, dude, everybody's already kissing your ass already. Everybody, the whole entirety of it. And I find it also very interesting. Savannah James, you want to sit there and try to clap back at Kevin Gates, for his marriage. Okay, we gonna see when them tapes come out of you and your husband on that biogenesis. We all know that. See, you got to stop. You got to keep your mouth off, folks, because God can show you ain't clean either, nigga.
Oh Lord, Jackie, put that in the notes. Make sure you put that in the minutes. Yeah, allegedly. I don't know why you, I don't know what you selling shakes for. What you ain't happen to, what you selling them at? What they Costco, Walmart? What are
And
shakes
can you
at?
remember, because we are old enough to remember, right? Max Kellerman was the first dude, even though Max Kellerman did say some crazy stuff. I done seen a compilation of him saying some of the craziest takes ever. He said some
Hmm.
disrespect, but one thing he wasn't, he was spot on about that Jay Reed. He's like, you know why he's doing all this? Because he's on PEDs. And they quickly shut that down. Next thing you know, the man was out of there.
Out of there.
Message.
I remember what he had on. He had on was it a blue jacket with a green screen behind him?
Yep.
He was sitting back in the chair and he was making the report. The next thing he was
Yep.
MIA.
Hey, let me ask y'all this question too. How in the hell can you gain 9 pounds in a basketball game? I wait.
Jackie, Jackie. That's another.
Yes.
That's another. That's another bullet for your research because me and you we talk about fitness. I've never been to a gym that says you pick up these weights and you gonna gain 9 pounds. What kind of plan is it? Is that the Rocky? Is that the Simmons plan?
Well, I
We
don't
need to
want to touch
research
it if
that.
I'm gaining weight.
That's that new juice. That's that new juice
Mm,
that Kevin Garnett said allegedly. Then he gonna back off his statement and
allegedly.
gonna be like, hey, this is another thing though too. I
Yep.
don't understand. See, this is I told y'all this is why a lot of dudes on YouTube don't like me because I stand on business anyway because I'm a grown
Mm,
man. Because my dad, he wasn't no punk, but he was a great man of God. He led by example, right? So check this out.
right.
How in the world somebody gonna get minutes on the Lakers next year in the rotation, and you acting like you can't play in the little segments that you got?
Oh,
The
let me
Lakers,
ask y'all this. Let me ask you this. I'm
yeah.
sorry, Pastor. I'm sorry, Pastor,
Go
to
ahead.
interrupt you. But boy, if you don't quit changing all these jerseys and stuff, you got the root. You got the RuPaul jersey. Now you allegedly supposed to be going back to the 2013 jersey. I'm so sick of you.
Uh, I don't know, y'all. It's getting uglier than a masterpiece snicker
It's
than
getting
what Tickle
ugly.
say.
It's getting ugly. It's getting ugly. And that's why all these kids is getting their money now. Because you know what, sir? At one time or another, you used to be the only option. But K Dot is saying there's too many options. Yeah.
There's too many options, but at the same time, this is like the disrespect they doing to these young teams, these young players, but they gonna sit there and talk about him. I'm like, why are you talking about this guy for? At the same time, these dudes is not even in the playoffs. These dudes got kicked out in the first round. Oh yeah, and that's the same dude that sat there and said at his press conference, "Oh, I ain't, shoot, I got kicked out the first round." Just paraphrasing, like it don't phase me at
I ain't
all.
losing no sleep over that.
I,
Yeah, thank you.
I,
Yeah,
I
losing no
am.
sleep. That part.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what Mr. Curry's got in his agenda. I'm really
You know
interested.
what?
And
I'm not worrying about Curry. I'm gonna tell
I'm
you
not worried
why.
about stuff
Because
either.
Curry's gonna he knows what offense he's gonna play in. He's gonna give you
Uh,
everything that he can. If he comes back fully recovered from that injury, Steph has a bag. Steph is an
uh,
unpredictable nuclear weapon. He can go off anytime. LeBron
That's a
the
James
fact.
has
school,
to.
the school, what the
The,
school, what school did Curry go to? What was it?
Davidson.
Where did he go?
He went to
Davidson. You
Davidson.
Davidson.
hear he's taking over president, the director of basketball operations over there. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, a lot of these college
I
players
want
are going back to their alma maters, and you know what I'm saying, and they're doing that. Shout out to
Hmm.
Steph, but he ain't the only one that's doing it. They got a lot of NBA players are doing that
Yeah,
now.
they got a lot of them. What Master P, the Curry, what's the other
University of
guy's
Houston,
name? Yep. So
I
that's the
want
only reason why that's the only reason why I brought that up. I'm just kind of when does that contract go into enforcement?
to. I don't know. I
I
want
don't know,
to. I
but
want to. I
I
want to
don't.
speak on something that T. Price just
Yeah,
said
yeah, you're
because
right.
I didn't. I didn't put two and two together. Yeah.
But
Max
it's
Kellerman is from where he cut his teeth with boxing, so he would know
Yes, and
what
then he used to be
ED
a
does to
rapper
you.
too. He was a rapper
Well,
first,
you know, he was a trash
allegedly.
rapper, but that's neither here nor there.
Uh,
You know,
Vanilla, that was Vanilla Ice, Vanilla Ice,
nah, he wasn't even
Ice.
Vanilla Ice.
nah,
He was
yeah,
like
he was
Vanilla
vanilla ice,
Latte or
and
some
we just
shit.
say he trash cans. He trash cans.
Oh my God.
Vanilla wafer rapper, or
Vanilla,
you know,
yeah,
vanilla
yeah,
wheat
there you
thing.
go.
Yeah, I heard some of his
Mhm.
underground rap, and I immediately turned it the hell off and turned on Milk Bone or turned on somebody else that actually could put a rhyme together.
Let me ask y'all a question. I ain't trying to change the subject or manipulate the conversation, but what is the who them people is over there? The 76ers.
Yeah, we don't worry about that. Embiid, he's,
Uh-huh.
you know, I've never liked Embiid. I never liked his. He's been injured since I think the placenta. So you
Hmm.
know, him being
Ever since
injured
he been
all the
in
time.
Kansas, man, Lord have mercy. Don't get me started on Embiid, man. Lord have mercy.
Yes,
Lord have mercy. But I'm just saying, does the Knicks have any? I mean, just overview. Just do you have some options?
The Knicks
yeah,
ain't
get Mike
doing nothing.
Malone.
Get Mike Malone, but then again, if you do get Mike Malone on Martavian, who his best defender is? Josh Hart and
Look,
Bridges.
Mike
That's two.
Malone. Mike Malone has proven. Mike
Oh,
Malone has
you don't
proven that
nah. I don't look at it
he
like
can
that.
build defenses with less. Remember, he built a
Hmm.
Yeah,
good
yeah,
defense in Denver in the West. So I don't think the
yeah.
East will
Hmm.
be that much of a challenge for him. Remember, his father was a good defensive coach with the Detroit Pistons.
Yep.
Right, but how you gonna get Cat though? That's
Go
my thing is
Russell,
Cat. How he gonna
go
play
Russell
defense? He ain't
Westbrook.
known for no defense. He ain't known for defense. He gonna crown himself
Then
the
you need to
best
get
big
rid of
man
him.
shooter of all time.
You need to get rid of him
Is
then.
this is this true, y'all? Is this
What's
true?
that?
Russell Westbrook going to Europe?
He had an offer. They offered him a big time contract. He
A
had,
hundred
if
and
I
fifty,
was him,
a hundred, 150 million.
yeah, if I was him, I might take it. I might take it. Cause look all the money. Right.
See,
Look, see, he
see.
lost his. I'm glad you said that, Lisa. I'll take it too because look all the money he lost when he played for Jay Reed. His value
Don't you
went
I,
mean
down.
don't you mean Delonte Western son?
uh
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
uh
yeah.
oh.
That part.
Mari Povich called me. We need some results. We need some results. Oh, Caitlin Clark is out, y'all. Y'all was trying to start all these narratives about the Indiana Fever and the Indiana Pacers, and so you don't God don't like ugly, and he don't care too much for pretty.
You talking
Mm-hmm.
about Caitlin Man Clark? I think she a man just like
Yeah.
Caitlin Man Clark, just like Brittany Man Garner.
Yeah.
Come on,
I don't.
Yeah,
don't
wi-
play
I
with
don't
me.
wish. I don't wish nothing upon you, Caitlin. I support the game. I support the game. But you
I don't
don't
care. I
be
think
trying
you a
to.
man. I said it. I think you a man, just like Brittany Man Griner.
Well, she said that. She said that. She
said
said
what?
that.
Who's a man?
Brittany
Allegedly,
Griner.
there's a report.
A contract to
Hey,
play Big Three.
How much?
hey, you can
How
actually,
much?
hey, y'all can honestly look this video up, right? It's factual information, right? You can look up Brittany Griner shooting basketball with no top
With a
on,
shirt
and you
off?
tell with a shirt off, yes, and you'll see
Yeah.
exactly what that's a straight man
Yeah,
bird
she
chest.
said
Carry
that
on.
she she said
She
that she
said
had
it. She
breast
said it.
reduction, but when you looked at
Yeah.
that picture, there was no scars on the nipples, there was no scar up under the breast meat.
Shots
She looked
fired.
like my cousin.
It was an Adam's
No.
apple reduction.
Okay.
You
I had a lot of
got
Okay.
family
Joanna
members.
Man.
I
Joanna
had
Man
a
made
lot of
everybody
family members that
famous.
had breast reduction, and they got scars even to this day, no matter how long the surgery was. And
Oh man.
if we're really gonna go there, wasn't AD dating Brittany Griner at one point?
Yeah,
Let me
Shots
tell you. That's
fired.
where I want to go.
yeah, KD
That's where I
was.
want to
So
go.
what
That's
that
where I
tell you
want to go,
everything you
Mr.
need to know
Marshall.
about KD.
Her last interview with they just had a baby, right?
Yeah.
She said the baby she's wanting to the baby to call her pop, not the
Yeah,
other one,
call her
okay?
daddy.
And I wonder why. And I wonder why. Come on, man.
I wonder
Stop.
why. Come on, man. Let's share a little
People need to
more
wake up and smell the coffee. But the reason why I'm saying all this for this specific reason, y'all, is not just basketball, okay? It's not even basketball. It's in every entertainment industry, you got people that are portrayed as a woman and they claim it as a woman, but they really are a man. But you got to do your research. No, I can get deeper, but I ain't trying to get the channel shut down.
With it. But yeah, we can get surgical with it because there's nothing new under the sun. Partner, you done had that all your life. Mm-hmm.
Not only that,
Hey, first of all,
you
stop
call
quoting
me.
the Bible, Gigi. Stop it. Stop it.
Hey, hold
Stop quoting the Bible,
on.
Gigi.
Hold on, but
Mr.
Gigi.
Mr. Marshall. We gotta tell them we gotta tell them what the book said, cause they got my man who brought me back to life now 3 times. Jackie, they try to take me from the paper, but they got my man so sacrilegious that you can't even live up to the standards of the OG. My man was hanging out at the pool, parties and stuff. He went to church and started fighting. What you talking about? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. He told me what he said. He said, "Man, you've been hanging out by this pool. I'm over here in Bethesda. This girl is washing my feet with her hair. I'm getting complained about. Y'all want to say something? I ain't did nothing. I didn't steal nothing. You didn't have no bread. I said, let bread come out the air, and now you want to trip on me? Man, please. Let's put the book on it. Let's put the book on it." The man was so great that the stars started shining, leading people to him to give him their money. He wasn't begging for your money. They was following a star to give him their money, and he was born in a barn, partner. Come on, let's talk. Let's talk. Partner. Close the door. Go on, close the door. Close the door.
Close the door. Ushers, close the door.
Wait. Now,
Ushers,
is this Teddy
close
Pendergrass
the
who closed the door? Or is this the other close the door?
Turn out the lights, man, please. Jackie.
Close the door.
Jack, what I tell
You dirty
you?
little
But you know what you are waiting for.
You got me running around here trying to look for some doggone free throws and championship while you robbing a whole country. Huh? While you on the peekaboo train, you begging you begging for a free throw like that's gonna help you win a game. I wish I would.
Hey, I got a story for y'all. I got a story for y'all. I got a short story for y'all. Check this out. I used to live in Grand Rapids, Michigan. That's where Marvin Sapp is from, right? So I was at work, right, and I recognized who he was, right? So everybody was all tripping out and everything. They're like, "Hey, Terrence, you know who that is?" I'm like, "That's Marvin Sapp." They were just like, I'm like, dude, like, y'all don't even, as my dad used to say, y'all don't even trip, y'all don't even go like this for the Most High like this. I mean, but anyway, to make the story short, I was clocking out, I was on my way out. And I was on my way out, I had to walk past him, right? So I was like, excuse me. And then, his bodyguards was like, hey, you know what? He don't want to talk to nobody. I'm like, ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. Ain't nobody. I'm like, I'm trying to go home. I'm like, man, ain't nobody. Don't you know at his church? Hey, for real, y'all. This real talk. At his church, right? If you go to his church, when he does off the call, everybody have to have his eyes closed so he can sneak on out. Those are facts.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
We're talking about.
I just told y'all that Jesus went to the temple where all the priests were wearing them robes and stuff. They getting all the tithes and stuff. And Jesus walked up in there. He said, "Oh no, not in my house. He was opening doors."
Well,
And that's
this is the one thing that we got to keep in mind. This is the one thing we got to keep in mind. Now, if we're going to stay consistent, let's stay consistent. Jesus said in Matthew 24, verses 3 through 16, he said that in the last days there will be plenty of false prophets.
Many will come
There
That
on
you
the
part.
go.
basis of his name and
There
prove
you
false.
go.
So
There you
we
go.
should not be surprised that there are individuals out here that are trying to make themselves to be something that they're not. And he also used the word that said, "Do not be misled." Many will
Hmm.
come. Not some will
What?
come. Not most will come. Many will come.
Many. That's
Well,
right.
I don't know. I can't give you the exact book. I think it's
Facts.
about 66 of them. You know, them good literatures that you can read and apply principles. But you know, in one of them pages, he said the time is gonna be so bad that he gonna have to cut it short. You ain't gonna even be able to tell the real from the fake because he gonna be able to do what the real can do. But the difference is you ain't got to sell your soul for it, partner.
Well, I can help
Hmm.
you out with that because I know the book chapter and verse. It's
Partner.
Come
24,
on, help me
22.
out. Help me out with that, please.
He said, "And things will be so difficult that if God does not cut those days short, no soul will survive." Matthew
Come
24,
on with
22.
it. Come on with it.
So we're
I must
so
be
we are
crazy. I'm crazy.
you're not crazy because if you was
Mm.
crazy, you would not be making sense. And I'm telling you, you're making a lot of sense. You're making so much sense that it's turning into dollar bills. So the thing about it
Come
is,
on now.
we we are in a time where they want you to
Love you,
focus on
BG.
anything and everything but the Most High or His Son, and that includes athletes.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And see, here's the
Yes.
thing. Here's the
Thou shalt
thing.
not
Here's
That's
have
the
why
no
they
other
thing.
hate
gods
Jonathan
before me.
Isaac,
Here,
Jaden
here's the
Ivey. They
here's
know
the thing for
Steph
me.
Curry a
Here,
lot. Yeah.
come on now. Here's the thing for me. I'm not trying to make you be a Christian or none of these other labels that you trying to, because when it comes down to the point where they gonna say clear that Christianity ain't gonna stand up for you, baby. Huh? It's gonna be who you know. For real. Huh? When you can look at your body being headed to the cold box while you walking up with somebody holding your hand. You don't know where you're going. You just going, okay? Is that
Well, if
is
we
that
if
Christian?
we're if we're
Is that
gonna if we're
principle?
gonna
Is
really
that
be honest,
principle? Mm-hmm.
if we're gonna really be honest, one of the famous parts in the Bible is when the disciples asked Christ to teach them how to pray. And notice what he said about those who were
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be in the teaching position, which are the Pharisees. He
Mm-hmm.
said,
Mm-hmm.
practice their faith. Do not practice and do things the way they do them. They do them to get glory by men. You do it to get glory by your Father. They're going to get all their riches now. You're going to get
Uh-huh.
blessed later. So all the people
Uh-huh.
that are on top right now, all the people that are
Uh-huh.
sitting up here, putting their lighters up and saying, "Oh, I'm for God," but their works are not for God. Let them get
Right.
theirs now. But all
Uh-huh.
the
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
hard work is supposed to be done behind the scenes. He said, when you
Come
pray, you
on
put your
now.
head down. When you
Yeah, come
pray,
on
you talk to
now.
God. You don't make a
Yeah, you
scene.
talk to
You
him.
don't call
Mm-hmm.
attention to yourself. But all who
Mm-hmm.
calls
Mm-hmm.
Right.
attention to themselves are getting theirs now. Now, look in the media. Who wants to be called the GOAT? Who wants to be praised? Who wants to be put
Mm-hmm.
on high?
Yeah.
He's getting his now.
Right.
He's not going to get,
Okay.
unless he repents, he's not going to get his later.
Okay. I'm so
Yeah, he better
glad you
repent.
here. I'm so
That's what he
glad you
better
here,
do.
Mr. Marshall, with your badge today. Let me tell you something. This thought right here. One of them pages in that book, find that for me, Mr. Marshall, where the man who's giving you instruction, principles, he says, be
Mhm.
wise as the serpent and humble as the dove. Let me break that down for you. You know, he said, be wise as a serpent. You know what the serpent gonna do. You know what you gonna do. You know you finna go over there and cheat on your wife. You know you finna go over there and cheat on your husband. You know you finna take this $10 from over here and put it over there. Cause that's what the serpent does. The key is, are you gonna act like the serpent or are you gonna be humble as a dove and do what's right?
It's
Huh?
funny that you say. It's funny that you say that because that's some of the things that Jesus preached on his Sermon on the Mount when he was trying to
Mm-hmm.
help individuals to understand the difference between serving God and serving man. He wanted he
Message.
wanted in, he wanted individuals to be cautious to challenge
But to be innocent, what does it mean to be innocent? Meaning that you got to be living this life. You can't just be saying that you are a Christian, but then you're out there doing non-Christian things. But then when the heat turns up, you want to act like it didn't happen. You get teammates traded, and you smile in their face, and when it's time for them to get booted out of town and change their
Uh-huh.
family and all this other stuff,
Uh-huh.
because
Uh-huh.
your mother got in a
Uh-huh.
relationship with your teammate, you blackball
Come
this
on
man, and
now.
he's out here eating out of garbage cans and looking like he's homeless. See,
Come
we
on
can't
now. Come on now.
we can't
We
we
can't
can't
play with
pick
that. We can't play with
we
that.
can't pick and choose when we want
Mm-mm.
to be someone who is
Mm-mm.
godlike, because there's only two teams that you want to play for. It's either good or evil. It's either fleshly or spiritual. You can't occupy two spaces. So
No, you
yes,
can't do
what
that. You can't do
so
that. You
this is
can't live
why.
your life. You can't live your life making options like that, partner. You got to stand in your square, even when it hurts you. Even when you wrong, you know you wrong. You did wrong. You slept with the woman. You put it on the TV. You was all at the parties. But you know what? You got to get in a place in your own self where you just said, "I messed up." Huh? Repentance.
But
Repentance.
notice this, Gigi.
Mm.
Repentance has to be shown first before forgiveness can be offered. And I'm going to
Come
say
on
that for the
now.
people in the back. Repentance, meaning going a different direction, has to be shown first before forgiveness can be offered.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just sit up there
Uh-huh.
and say, God, forgive me. I did
Uh.
wrong, but you still doing the wrong and expect to be forgiven. That's not how
Come
it
on
works.
now. Come
You
on
have to
now.
show you did something different, then
Come
the
on now.
forgiveness is offered.
Come on now. See, and see, reason why I'm so upset, sir, and you know I'm gonna be on your neck every day until training time, training camp. Reason why I'm so upset, sir, because you cutting off opportunities for our black boys. No, you ain't cutting off the vanilla wafers. You cutting off our black boys. You got bodies all
Now,
over the United
Gigi,
States.
Gigi,
Mm,
I want you to go
mm.
into detail. Don't, if you're not going to pull your punches, don't pull your punches. So go
Okay,
into detail what
I'm
you're
gonna
saying.
go into I'm going into detail because there was a time when players just couldn't walk in the league with 4 points on their resume and get $4 million. Huh?
Mm.
There was a time in the league when Michael Jordan himself says, "You know what? I'm not saying I'm the GOAT because people play different in different eras." Michael Jordan said, "Give me these shoes so the boys that's coming up behind me, while y'all got them out here playing on these Converse and slipping and sliding like you at the waterfall or something. We need to make some opportunities for these other people that's coming up behind me." See, you don't build for yourself. You build for everybody else. Not just your son, not just your grandson, but the old lady around the corner that used to give you the tea cakes when you didn't have nowhere to go study at. You do for that lady, okay? The man that used to pick you up and take you to the practices when nobody else would take you to the practices. You look out for that man. That's what I'm referring to. You don't come in the league and make the behaviors that you portray be okay because it's not okay. That's what I'm saying, Mr. Marshall. I don't
And
care if
you're not saying
I
anything
don't
wrong.
care.
The
I
whole
don't care
thing is we're
if you
supposed to.
did. I don't
I'm
care if
sorry.
you
Go ahead.
did. I don't care if you did what you did when you did what you did. But you know what? The message from the man was he didn't need us. Did he need us? What he walks on streets of gold. He came down here walking on street. You trying to get a Louis Vuitton while he got the cement truck over there with the gold bars. He's walking on that kind of greatness. Okay, boy, stop playing. He did it for
The,
us. You ain't doing
the
it for
whole
nobody but, huh?
the whole point is for us to be examples for the next
Be
crop.
examples. Be
I'm living
examples.
this life not just for me. I'm living this life
Mm-hmm.
for my children, their children's children. If I teach my children how to do right, chances are they're going to teach their children how to do right, and it goes
on and on and on and on and on. If I teach them how to do wrong, it's going to go on and on and on and on and on.
Stay right there.
So
Stay right there. Stay right there. See, that's the point right there. Stay right there. See, that's my point right there. You portraying behavior that's got too much estrogen in your system, partner. Huh? You got too much estrogen in your behaviors, and you making these generations think about some things that I don't want them to have to think about when they playing basketball. Huh? We don't need that in our community. We got enough stuff to worry about. They finna cut the lights off. They finna cut the no military, and then you gonna tell me you walking around here talking about I ain't going to the All-Star game because I'm who I am. That's
well,
entitlement.
but I think you're talking about a bigger issue. And let me say
I,
this. What
mhm.
is me and T Price talked about this before. Okay, we didn't go into detail, but I think this is the best time for us to go into detail about it. What was the number one thing as a man that you were responsible for growing up? Even when you was a kid, you were taught to do what?
Well, I don't know how I can just know answer according to what my dad is. See, there was a time, partner, before Louis Vuitton, your name could get you in a vault. Okay, you
Well, what I'm
provided for
talking
your
about
family.
is
You live
what
respect, respect. Go
I
ahead,
was
Mr. Marshall.
taught.
I'm sorry,
No matter what, you must take care of your family as a
family.
man. That is your number one responsibility. It's not a job, it's a responsibility. You are supposed to take care of family. If my dad used to say, if I pass away and you
Hmm.
are still here, you take care of your mother. You step
Oh,
in and you be there for your mother. Now,
right.
hold that position. T Price, agree with me. Elise, if you here, agree with me. We were taught to be men first. We were not taught to be boys.
First.
There was a time to be a boy,
First.
but once we got to an age
Right.
of responsibility,
Yeah.
now I gotta be harder
That
on
part.
you
Come on
because the
now.
world
Yeah.
is going to be harder on you. So I gotta teach you how to have thick
Yeah.
skin because this world is
Mm-hmm.
unfair.
That's how
You
I am with my children right now. Yeah.
See, and two, Mr.
so
Marshall, and two, Mr. Marshall. See, they,
Period.
back in the day when I was coming up, there was different issues. We still fighting them same issues, but you could walk down the street and see your cousin hanging from a tree. Hmm?
But
Huh?
the reason why I brought that up is they're trying to take the manhood out of human society. They're trying to get rid of the manhood, and we can go all the way back to the
Go
civil
to the
rights
book.
movement.
Go to
We
the
can go
book.
back to this. We can go back to the civil rights movement when they tried to remove the man out of the black community by giving the
Go.
black woman welfare and saying you only get this welfare if you don't have a man in the house. So there's children
Mm,
growing up with just the mother
mm,
and not the father. So
mm,
you got boys
mm.
growing up with female energy and not male energy. Female
Go
energy
to.
is I gotta make an excuse why I didn't get the good grades. Male energy
Uh,
is there is no damn excuse why you didn't get good grades. So when you have all that feminine energy, and then they go from boys to young men to old men, the next thing you know, guess what's happening? Everybody needs to make an excuse. Everybody has a
yeah.
built-in. This is why. Oh, I didn't have a father at home, so this is why. Oh, I don't take the last shot. Oh, it was my mother that raised me, so I start acting and taking the characteristics of my
Mm.
mother.
Let's go to the book. Let's just go to the book. Oh, wasn't they killing off all the men when Moses came around? Did they kill off all Mr. Marshall? Am I looking at? Oh, was it Joshua? I might have been Joshua. They was
You talking
killing
about
off
killing off
all
all
of
the men?
them.
Yes, that was after
Yeah,
Moses died, and they took
yeah.
control and went into the promised land when they were supposed to
Mm-hmm.
kill the Perizzites, the Amorites, the Ammonites, and get rid of the pagan nations. They were supposed to
Uh,
kill off all the men, and then in some cases they were supposed to kill everyone. But in the book of Joshua, they didn't kill all the pagans. They let
right.
some linger, so that's why the pagan roots were still there. They did
Okay.
not want
Okay.
any males
Okay.
to. They did not want any males to resume pagan worship. That's why
Right.
the whole theme of the Bible has is not what people think. The
What
theme of the
they
Bible is
go
the
ahead.
theme of
I'm
the
sorry, Mr.
Bible is
Marshall.
God. The theme of the Bible is God's way of rule versus
Hmm.
man's way of rule. And we can see that the only one that has it right and had it right was the Most High. Every time
Right.
you
Let me.
listen to the Most High, you prosper. Every time you
Right.
listen to man, they fail. Remember,
Okay.
after in Second Samuel, when they wanted a king, or
Hmm.
yeah, Second Samuel, when they wanted a king, they wanted to stop listening to the Most High. They wanted to listen to
Right.
a man.
They want to listen to a man. They want to
And then
listen. Okay.
The Most High said, if you listen to man, these are the things that you're going to suffer. And they said, we want to be like everybody else. And as
Right.
the Bible
They
theme,
wanted. They
they
wanted to
suffered.
be like the other kingdom. Okay. Let see. We're
Hey,
gonna give them
Martavius,
some.
it's crazy that you mentioned that, bro. Hey, my pastor had a sermon on that. We had a guest speaker yesterday. His sermon was on that exact thing, as far as listening to the
Let,
system and being
right. Let
controlled
me.
by the system rather than, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
listening
So
to
Right.
God and being controlled by
Elise,
God.
you know this conversation has backing behind it because there's nothing I'm saying that is wrong. That's
Right.
how you know.
Right.
I'm
Right.
not
Right.
giving
Let me
you an
get.
And this
educated
is the stuff
guess.
that I've been preaching since day one, bro. That's why
Let
I
me
preach.
let
That's
me
why I
let me
talk when I
let
talk
me give
about a lot of
you
this stuff.
let me give you another example. We don't want to bore the people, but when Christ came on the scene, huh? Was it another Mr. Marshall? Who were they trying
Say
to
that
kill
again.
when
They
Christ
were
came
trying
on the
to
scene?
they were trying to kill Jesus from the
And
moment he was a baby because
come on, come on.
Satan knew what Christ represented. The word Messiah
Hmm.
means the one that was going to break, the one that was going to lead. That's why in
Yeah.
the 23rd chapter of Matthew, that's why Jesus said, "Don't call nobody leader. You have one,
Right.
me. Don't call anybody your father. You have one Father,
Hmm.
the Most High."
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
when everybody sits up there and says, "Oh, I'm going to call this person my leader," and they're going to run for office or run for Senate, they're putting themselves in a position that doesn't belong to them. They're
That
putting
don't
themselves
belong to
in
them. Come on
Jesus's
now.
position.
Come on now. See, that's all I'm trying to say. I'm trying to get us to understand the principle. We trying to dot every I, cross every T. We want the Greek version, the New International Version. We want all these versions, but you ain't catching the gems and the principles in there. Adam was out doing his job, and Eve done looked around and ate some fruit. I don't know if it was an apple, pomegranate, grapefruit, or whatever. She messed up. Adam's job is to provide for his family. If Adam had been at the house and still over there playing with them animals, we may have a different situation.
But see, let me spin upon that a little bit more. Remember,
Come on, come on.
it was Adam that was held responsible. Why? Because Adam was there with a relationship with the Most High before Eve was from Adam. That's why
There
when you
you
go in the
go.
third chapter of Genesis, who did the Most High come to first? He came to Adam first. Adam passed the
Hmm.
buck to Eve. Eve
Hmm.
passed the buck
Hmm.
to the serpent and said, "I was deceived." But he went to the
Hmm.
man first because it was his responsibility not to listen to the woman, but to listen to me, the Most High. And he failed.
Uh-huh.
That's why
Uh-huh.
In Romans chapter 5, verses 12, it says, through one man, not through one woman, death came into the earth. It was through one man because he disobeyed the Most High.
Come
He was
on
he
now.
wasn't supposed to listen to his wife. His wife was supposed to
That's
listen to him. He was supposed to
hmm
listen to the Most High.
hmm That's why I'm on your neck, Mister Sir. Because see, the behavior that you're portraying is some, it's some excuses. As soon as Eve got caught, she was gonna start blaming somebody else. It's the snake that gave it. It's the time. Excuses from the garden. No, we're not having it. No, and I
But
mean that.
this is why this conversation is important. Why? Because everything that we read in the Bible, if you believe it or not, Satan does not use new tricks. He spams the same things over and over again because
Man,
we, as
please.
imperfect humans, we're going to keep falling for it if we're not educated. That's why in the book of Acts it says there will be a resurrection of both righteous, taught, and unrighteous, untaught. Because there are certain people that are living that just don't know. God does not punish those who are ignorant. Ignorant means you don't
Mm,
know. He
you don't
punishes
know.
those who know and chooses to be disobedient, just like Adam and Eve.
Hey, oh, why you right there in that spot, that bullet point right there? There's another page in that book that we talking about that says, "Them that do know and do not will be whooped what 2 to 3
With more
times
strokes.
worse." Yeah.
Yes, with more strokes. Because
Yeah.
again, this is why what the Pharisees did is unconscionable. Because they were the Pharisees after the death of the last king of Israel, their responsibility was supposed to be on the lookout for the Messiah. They were supposed to
Come on
teach
now.
people the laws of the Most High. They were supposed to
Come on
keep
now.
people in lockstep with the Mosaic law. They
Come on
found
now.
Jesus, they knew who he was, and they decided amongst themselves. And if you're running notes, go to John chapter 12, verses 42 through 45, where they knew what Jesus was, but they decided not to say anything because they was afraid of
Hmm.
being tossed out of the
Hmm.
synagogues by the Pharisees or being
Because
ostracized.
he was telling the truth. Hmm.
They knew who he was and what he represented. They did not
Right.
want to give up their position as
Come on now.
Pharisees.
Come
They
on
wanted
now.
to keep their position as Pharisees. So
Because
they
of
so
what? Because of
so
what?
when
Because
because
they was getting paid. They getting paid.
when you think about the leader of the Pharisees or the head of the high priest, his name was Caiaphas. He went to them and said, "Hey, the scrolls say that the Messiah must die. So if we kill him, we're just fulfilling prophecy." They were so
Hmm.
deluded in their arrogance that they were fulfilling prophecy through themselves.
Right.
So that's when they paid
NBA.
people to say false things about Christ. They paid people to say, "Oh yeah, he's blaspheming against God." So when he goes in front of Pontius Pilate, the governor
Hmm.
interviews him and says, "I don't see nothing. What are y'all talking about? I don't see nothing for him to deserve death. How about this? You're supposed to release somebody on the before the Sabbath anyway. So why don't I'm gonna give you two options. You can release a murderer and a rapist and a seditionist, Barabbas, or this so-called king of the Jews." They rather the rapists and seditionists be led, and they were led by the nation of Israel.
Come on now. We talking. We having
Caiaphas,
conversations.
Caiaphas represented the whole nation of Israel, the same way the United States president represents the United States. So if he says
The,
something stupid, everybody thinks the United States thinks the same way. So when Caiaphas
uh,
was saying, "Let Jesus die," so the whole nation of Israel was in lockstep. And he also said, "Let it be on our generations to the 10th power." So again, everybody, this is why the nation of Israel is still in turmoil to this day, because they are literally living out what they did when they had Jesus impaled.
10 power. What is
So,
it? 10 power. 10 power. The 10 power is that 1,000 or is that 10,000?
well, it's 1,000.
It's
And
a
when you go
thousand.
to
That's
the
what I
book of
thought.
so when you go to the book of Revelations, and it says that Michael, the archangel, who is represented by Jesus Christ, he will start ruling during the 1,000-year reign after that's over with.
See, people, we're not trying to churchify you. We're just trying to let you see if you get the right information, you're gonna be able
It
to
all
walk
comes
through
full
this thing.
circle. It all comes
Yeah,
full circle.
it
We are
all
not
comes full
living.
circle.
We are not living like those people was living out in the Matrix, where they're just happy with what's going on and they don't care how the
Hmm.
food tastes. We are living
Hmm.
in something that's called a propaganda state, where they want
Hmm.
you thinking, listening, eating, and drinking what they tell you. They'll tell you
Yeah.
what the truth is. They'll tell you who to like. They'll tell you who to support. But that's not being a individual that can make his own decisions. That's being a robot. That's being controlled. I don't need
For
ESPN to
money.
sit up here and tell me how good LeBron James is. I can tell myself. If I choose to say that he's not the best I've ever seen, it's not a hater if it's my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's the
And I think
problem.
I'll shut up
That
because I think I'm going too
no,
hard right
no.
now.
No, you're not. You like you said, this conversation is needed. This conversation was orchestrated. That's what we do in the hush room. We talk about everything, anything. And you see, the thing about it is the propaganda and the narrative. You doing wrong. I ain't saying anyone in particular, but there's some wrong behaviors being rewarded for what? The love of the money. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. The love of the money. Don't have these kids out here going to camp and trying to build up their bodies, trying to get the good grades in school, and then they get to the league. They get to the league, and you gotta see you number three. No, no, that's not right. And I'm sorry if y'all tired of me saying this, but I do have a soft spot for our young people. I do have a soft spot when I open my eyes in the morning and I can hear in my spirit the collapse of our society. I do have a soft spot for that. You think I'm gonna go over here and find out how many turnovers you got and look at what's happening to our society? Hmm. No,
One of the biggest things that we fail to
we
realize
don't.
is just how deep in the prophecies that we are as a human. If you
Hmm.
would have know just how close we are to society totally just breaking down in a way where we've never experienced before, it will probably scare you to death. My
Yeah.
relationship with God is more important to me than my relationship with a sports announcer, with a sports team, with this
Right.
person, with that person, because no matter what anybody believes or thinks, we all have to be accountable for our decisions that we make in this life right now. So I want to make
Exactly.
sure that my decisions that I make are in lockstep. I'm never going to be perfect, and I don't expect nobody to be perfect. I don't. I'm
Right.
not perfect. Nobody is going to be perfect right now. I just want to make the right decisions. We should
Right.
not be in. We should
Go
not
ahead,
be
Mr. Marshall.
pushed. We should not be pushed to like what everybody likes. Because remember, a lot of problems are caused when the when the opportunity to choose is taken from you. This is how wars have been fought. This is how
Yes.
conflicts have been fought because one person has an opinion, another person has an opinion, and somebody says your opinion needs to be what my opinion is.
Okay.
That's wrong.
Let me. I don't know why I keep having these little gems and thoughts and things, but when the walls of Jericho fell down, was they marching on the inside or the outside?
On the outside.
Come on now, how you gonna make a wall fall down? London Bridge is falling down. Hmm. You walking around, walking around. But see the difference between Joshua's 16 bars, he had purpose. It wasn't about him. It was about people. It was about a nation. It was about establishing a people, an avenue, an opportunity for other people. You think Joshua want to go over there to Jericho, walk around that wall all the time just because he heard a voice, coming from him? For he walk around with a stick, and he told me to go over here, man. We got to go over here around the 7-Eleven and walk 7 days. You can't say nothing though. You got to shit. You got to shut up, huh?
Joshua was obedient to the instructions. That's why the walls of Jericho fell. He was
Come on
told
now.
specific instructions. He followed those specific instructions, and the nation of Israel was blessed because of it.
Yeah,
Every
and that's
time
the
we
point.
do,
That's the point
every
right
time,
there. That's the point, Mr. Marshall, right there.
every time we do what we're told from the Most High, we succeed. Every time we do what we want, we fail.
Jackie, Jacqueline.
I,
I'm
I
listening.
hope we didn't put everybody to sleep.
No,
No,
I'm
Jack.
just,
No, give me your thoughts on what we just making conversations and things of that nature. There's nothing new under the sun, So if the enemy would go to the Christ while he hungry for 40, he on a 40-day fast, and the enemy said, "Come on over here, man. I'm gonna get you some wagyu. I'm gonna get you some wagyu. Just follow me, huh? Huh?" I'll give you these kingdoms. The book never said he didn't have power. The book said don't mess with his power.
Let me
Huh?
make one last point before I shut up. It's funny that you said that. Okay, in the Old Testament, the baddest kingdom on the block was Babylon,
Mm-hmm.
led by
Mm-hmm.
Nebuchadnezzar. Now, the
Mm-hmm.
Most High used Babylon to wipe out pagan nations, and then turned around and said, "Hey, to show you how bad I am, I'm gonna wipe out
Mm-hmm.
the bad guy, which is Babylon." And he used the Persians to wipe out this mighty nation that nobody was able to defeat. And then he made Babylon, wiped it off the face of the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So that just goes to show you just how powerful the Most High is.
It goes to show you that, man. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. It's you know what? Greatness is hid in simplicity. You trying to get the codes, you demanding people to do this and demanding people to do that. The book said on one of them pages that your gifts will make room for you. You ain't got to tell nobody you great. Just wake up and eat your Tony Tigers. Greatness wakes up when you wake up, partner. You ain't got to tell me you great. I know you great because I ain't blind to it. Okay?
Absolutely.
Mm-mm.
Miss Jackie,
I don't like it.
tell me what you think.
She
I'm
listening.
sorry.
Jack.
I was
Uh-huh.
outside with the dog.
Mm.
I know I
So
went on a
you're
little montage for a while. I'm gonna give somebody else a chance to speak and tell me what you think about what we were just saying.
Uh, I'm taking it as pretty much a lesson. I'm sitting here and I'm taking it all in. So pretty much I'm being taught. You sit, you listen, and that's what that's what I was doing.
But do you notice how everything comes full circle? How we are
It does,
being
yeah. And
we're being told what to like, what not to like, who to think is this, who to think is that.
yep.
I'm sorry. I just had another little thought. In one of them pages in this precious book that I keep referring to, and there's a King version, okay? I just want to drop that on you, real quick. But you notice on one of them pages, they don't care how you look, they don't care what you wear, they don't care what you drive, they don't care where you live, they care about what you think. Hmm. They will tell you a lie long enough for you to think it's the truth.
Since
Am I
we're talking
lying?
about sports, their number one selling point is a guy that calls himself King James from the King James Bible. If that is
Mm.
not
That's
hypocrisy, I don't
sacrilegious.
know what
That's
is.
sacrilegious. Sacrilegious. Sacrilegious.
Yeah.
No, I can't. I can't get. Man, I don't know you. You wasn't the one with me in the operating room when I was, fighting for my life. You didn't touch me, Lord Jesus. No, I don't like that version of you. That version. That version. Okay.
What I'm
When
saying
you
is
have,
they're trying to turn him into a god.
yeah, the sacrilegious. I can't. I'm not.
You
I
got
can't respect that.
you got individuals that worship LeBron, call him my glorious king.
Mm-mm.
I guarantee you, if you got diagnosed with any type of disease, you can't call on the name of LeBron James and be healed.
The chosen one. Okay, if you got some issues, some health issues going on, he's supposed to be the chosen one. He got the feet doctor and everybody. Call him. Send him a TikTok. Send him an Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Since he's the chosen one, he's chosen to help you in your physical need. Because if I'm not mistaken, in
My
that
God
book that
says,
we keep,
my
uh,
God say you don't put nobody above him.
okay, have no confidence in man. He said, "Have no confidence in man." Is that the vanilla wafer man? Is that the chocolate chip man? He said, "Have no confidence in man."
Miss
Huh?
Jackie,
I don't trust
Yes,
you.
sir.
you just said something that is really important. When you said you put nobody above him, do you not know that was the very first commandment before the Ten Commandments? Because the
Yes, it
Ten
was.
Commandments come after that. He said,
Yes.
I tolerate no rivalry. There's no one you put above me.
Love
And
no
And
that's
God
why
then
it
before
thou shalt
me.
not steal.
and that's why it was broken because they made those false idols.
Immediately.
And let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. And you want to associate? There's nothing new under the sun, huh? The enemy was, he could rap a little bit. He was the music. According to what we've been told, he was in charge of the music. Why you think they keeping the media in your face, huh? They ain't using nothing. They ain't using no formulas. They ain't taking nobody on no tours. They ain't having no seminars. All they doing is putting commercials out there with some TikTok with beats, huh?
Well, you
And
know
they
what?
making people think that that's great. They making people think losing is normal. If it's normal, take the baby out then. Sorry,
It's
y'all.
sad.
Sad.
Is that easy?
Where you at, Lizzie? Where you at, baby? You need me to drop the link? It's sad how hollow our critical thinking is. It's sad how hollow our admiration of someone is. I'm not saying that I want that man's money, more problems. I don't need, man, please, $50 million. But break me off a bender and I'm cool. I ain't trying to do. I ain't got no jealousy or none of that about this man's situation. But I do have a problem when I see a society changing the whole behavior of a. I don't want to put that on there, but man, come on now. I have a problem with
It,
that.
how do people get you to change your opinion? They try to tell
They
you
make
that your opinion is wrong. They try to
it's
tell you that
wrong.
what you feel is wrong. They try to tell you that if you don't um, compromise, then
Yeah,
something's wrong with you. It ain't nothing wrong with them because hey,
right,
everybody else feels this way, so you should feel this way.
right, right.
And
It's
that's not that is not being a
that's
free moral agent.
that's not cool. You see, what you're doing. You see, you in that top 1%. You telling me that you prospering, behind your behavior, and you should, admire what I'm doing and don't think about nothing else other than what I'm telling you to think about. No, 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 Jackie.
Yep.
No,
I,
I like
you
that.
and you wondering why you unhappy because you're not being who you really are. You're not being who you
Like you
really
said,
are, Mister. She's there. Go on, Jackie. Finish
I
your
know.
comment, baby.
I'm here. I'm here. Like I said, I'm listening. I might be
Yeah,
doing other things like with jewelry, but I'm listening.
yeah. Only thing I want people to start thinking. Start thinking. What's wrong? What's wrong? Pastor sent me a video of they. You, come on now, y'all can't see this, or am I crazy, Mr. Marshall? Am I crazy?
No, you're not crazy. No, even the people that we classify as crazy ain't crazy. Because they view things through their lenses. But what we are supposed to enjoy life and everything that
Yes.
it brings within reason. But we're not supposed to enjoy life where we forget what our responsibility to ourselves and what our responsibility to everybody else is.
Right.
Basketball is a beautiful sport. Football,
Yes, it is.
baseball, hockey, they're all in some ways a beautiful sport. But when that becomes to the point to where it's something that you put in first
Weaponize. You
place,
weaponizing
or
it. You
you start
weaponizing it.
you start to worship it, that is just as bad as what the Israelites did by going to get statues and going to the bells and all that other stuff. There's only one person that's supposed to get your veneration, and it ain't Michael Jordan, it ain't LeBron James, it ain't Kobe Bryant, and so
Right.
on and
It's
so
not Kobe
forth.
Bryant. Right. And one of the pages in this book that we keep referring to, Homeboy got his hair cut and he couldn't even see no more. He started.
He actually
He
got he
started.
got his
Go ahead, Mr.
he got his
Marshall.
eyes gouged out. But
Yeah.
when you do research about Samson, the power wasn't in his hair per
Mm-mm.
se. The power was given to him through Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
And,
And the power
and
is not given. I was just gonna
as
say
long as he
the
was
power it was given to him because he stood on his square.
he was obedient. That's why the
Yeah.
power was given to him. When he told
Hmm.
Delilah because she was nagging him that it was his hair that gave him his power, he lost it because
Yeah.
now he was disobedient.
Yeah.
And
See
the
and
theme
see
of this,
that goes right back. That goes right back to what we talking about as far as sports is concerned. See, there's got to be some kind of integrity with this situation.
yeah.
Ron, is that you?
Yes,
Is that
that's
you, Ron?
how you doing?
I'm mad
What's
at
up,
you,
Uncle?
Ron.
What up with you, Marshall?
I'm mad at I'm mad at you, Ron.
Why?
Cause I don't have no contact information for you. I can't get no TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram. I ain't got none of your contact information. I be trying to send you some updates and some information. I'm like, how? I guess I gotta get a dove and send you a note.
Nope. You know what? I'm about to put my number in there for you and my Tavius. It's in the
Okay,
Yes,
private
thank
chat.
sir.
you.
I don't
Thank
got
you.
listen.
Jackie.
I don't got no social media, Miss Gigi. So I'm giving y'all the phone number. That's my direct line.
Okay, Miss Jackie's here with us today. How you doing?
Brian, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. We've been on here for a minute. They tried to take me from a. They tried to take me from a paper, Mr. Ron. I had to walk out bare feet with the taxi cab get to my house.
Well, how
Hey,
that happened?
oh, we got to talk behind the scenes.
Okay.
These folks is crazy. These folks is crazy. But we did talk about the game. We did do some analysis. What are you thinking about these playoffs so far?
Hey, bro. I see the OKC done made it a series, huh?
They done made it.
They done made it a series. I told them.
They done made it a series.
I said it ain't just good enough for them to beat Indiana by 1 or 2 points. I said they got to whoop their ass at their home court to let them know that first game was a fluke.
Mr. Ron.
Yes, ma'am.
I love that backcourt. That backcourt. He whooped it. He did a 3 strike you out with that backcourt in that game last night.
Yes, ma'am.
So what about Indiana? What do you think about Indiana? What's going on with Halliburton?
Halliburton, I mean, he had a typical Halliburton game. Got busy later in the game. They needed him earlier in the game.
I ain't trying to be capping on Mr. Turner, but that dunk looked pretty good, boy. What you doing? What you trying to say? Huh? What you trying to say, Mr. Turner? You down by 14. You trying to pull the backboard out the stadium, but you still lost. I ain't capping, but you still lost.
I think
he was trying to give them some momentum by doing a flashy dunk to get them in the game, but it didn't work. The only thing it did was it fired up the other team.
It was pretty though.
Yeah. That's exactly what it did.
I know one thing I wanted to talk to y'all about.
What's that?
There's a whole lot of questionable goaltending going on up in this situation.
Oh, did you see the one when he caught the one through the rim? He went
come on, Mr. Ryan. I know we on the same page.
I said, they missed that. But I'm sitting there like, Richard Jefferson called that from the caller's booth. He said he's seen that from there. So how the hell you on the court and you don't see that?
Yeah.
Richard Jefferson told him exactly what happened.
Going on.
He said, my eye is good. He said he went through the rim. And I thought he did too. And I'm just like, damn. I said, fuck it, no call.
Mr. Ron, his fingers was in the net.
He went up straight up through the bottom of the rim and let him go. He actually caught the ball coming through the cylinder and pushed it back out.
Yes.
Hey, Ron time.
What's up with you?
I feel like the league wants to see Indiana upset OKC.
That wouldn't surprise me at all. Here it is. We thinking OKC, the small market, that's gonna win it, and the league said, "Nah, we got another plan for y'all." Because you think about this, how would Miles Turner be able to walk away in free agency if they won it? And you know what? You know the funny part about it, bro? I was watching this thing and they was breaking it down, bro. Only 2 teams got money this year. It's Detroit and Brooklyn. And Brooklyn not trying to spend their money this year because they don't think there's no free agents worth it. The 3 biggest names on the market is LeBron if he opt out, James Harden, and Kyrie. Kyrie gonna opt in because he definitely can't go back to Brooklyn, and Detroit ain't gonna want him. So he's gonna opt back in for that $52 million. James Harden, Brooklyn don't want you. They got rid of you. And I'll be damned if they're gonna let you go over there and fuck up Caden and chemistry. So he gonna opt back in. LeBron gonna opt back in. Ain't nobody spending no money in free agency this year because ain't nobody got none.
Mr. Ron.
The one executive said he ain't never seen a year of free agency like this. Or ain't no team got no money. Yes.
Mr. Ron, did me and you just have this conversation about the Lakers? Ain't nobody got no mofo. Ain't nobody got no BMF going on this year.
That's a fact. We sure did. Mama. But when I thought about when he said no, Brooklyn got money where they could throw at free agents if they want, and they said Detroit got a little bit of cap space, but Detroit got to sign a couple of their players back. You know what I mean? And it was just like, so they ain't gonna have as much as everybody thinking. And they're like, man, this is the worst year he could. The agent said this was the worst year he could remember since he's been an agent for the free agent market. He said this is the year you did not want to become a free agent in.
Come on now. We just talked about this, Mr. Ron. We just talked about this with the Lakers.
The
And
only
no,
way.
Mark, I said, ain't nobody got no money. You look at the CBA, and you looking at I'm looking at the CBA and the
Yep.
transactions that they posted so far. Ain't nobody got no money, Mr. Ron. Everybody broke, and you gonna tell me you still at the Lakers and selling jerseys, and we broke?
No, no, they saying because of it's not that we don't got the money to pay nobody. We can always go
Right.
into but they done made the luxury tax penalty so high, Miss Gigi. You even got the teams that who owners is multi-billionaires saying, "Oh no, we're not about to do that. We're not
I
about to do that."
told you. I said it. I
So
said it
you want
because
us
I was investigating it.
so you want us okay, the salary cap $194 million. So just say
Hmm.
we pay out $200 million in salary. Okay, we cool with that. These boys earn it, they pay. But because we go over a cap that y'all put in place,
Come on now.
now the tax for us paying the players who deserve to get paid. Now I gotta pay $200 million for my roster, then pay the NBA another $500 million
Come
for the
on now.
luxury tax.
Come on
That's
now.
more.
And that
Come on.
and Mr. Ron, they still got to pay the penalties from the first apron.
From the first, but which ain't so harsh. That's why I said, the owners like, yo, we'll go over the first apron. Like, okay, if for to be a championship contender, you know what? I'll slide the league an extra $80 million and tax penalties. But when you talking about they said Golden, if they would have kept their roster together, they would have had to pay $500 million in luxury tax.
Come on now. Come on
On
now.
top of their player salary.
On
So
top of the player salary.
it would have basically cost them damn near almost $1 billion for one season.
And don't forget. I mean, I don't want to get too technical, but you don't forget they still paying for that stadium.
That's crazy, yo. And I said the league knew what they was doing, but guess what? The new CBA gonna come up, and guess what? They gonna probably have a lockout.
Hey, Ron time.
Yes.
OKC Minnesota game, or I think it was like game 4. We were actually talking about that. Their worst nightmare is coming true. They sat up there and let Sam Presti and OKC Thunder build a team the right way, and they got over 14 picks coming up.
Yep.
And now the rest of the league is scrambling because they could potentially run the gauntlet for a long time.
No, but listen, you remember how we had Golden State that was, if they were healthy, a championship contender from 14 all the way up to 22 when they won it?
Yep.
So they had a 7-8 year stretch, right, where they were contenders every year if they were healthy. That's OKC not going to have the luxury of getting that run, bro. For the simple fact that they drafted Chet and Jalen Williams in the same year, and both of them going to get max contracts. And then you think about it, they paying Hartenstein $30 million. They just gave Alex Caruso $21 million a year. You feel me? They still got to try to sign players like Isaiah Joe, and you know what I mean? So it's just like that team. They're gonna win the championship. They're gonna have to break that up. After next year, they're gonna have to break OKC up.
Okay, so let me ask you this question, Jackie, you there, baby? Jacqueline Williams.
Yes. Come on.
You're a Williams?
Excuse me?
You're a Williams?
My married name is.
Okay, we're probably related then.
You ain't married.
Yeah, but my dad is a Williams.
My stepdad's a Williams. My
Anybody in the
stepdad's
South?
Williams and my ex-husband's a Williams.
We'll talk later. I know me and Ron are related.
Answer this for me. So the free agency starts when?
For who?
After the finals, I'm thinking like a couple of weeks after the finals.
A couple of weeks after the finals. So
Or
last
is it
year
August 1st?
they was in Vegas for the training. Was that July or August? I think that's August, ain't it?
Yeah, I think it is August.
And what's the deadline to sign? January,
No, 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 no. August 8th,
August
because
18th, August.
they start doing preliminary deals, but you can't
Right,
sign until a week later.
right. Okay, and that will lock them in for the 25, 26, right?
Right.
Okay. It's gonna be tight. It's getting tight, y'all. It's gonna be tight.
Hey, yo, but they're able to sign their extensions in July, though, right? Because I thought I heard them say Luca eligible
Right.
to sign this extension in July.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can sign.
You can do all those things if you have an extension, but like free agency, they give you like you can get a handshake deal on the table, but you can't sign it
Uh-huh.
until either the first week of August.
Okay,
Okay.
so that does that include like KD, Booker, uh, Mitchell, or are they on extend? They're going to extend their contracts.
Um, I got to look into that, but I do know
Okay.
that they get a qualifying offer, and then after the qualifying
Mhm.
offer, they either enter the free agent pool or they sign the qualifying offer.
Oh, okay. So what? Let me ask you this question: Y'all educating Gigi today? What y'all think about the NASA's coming back?
Hey, man. Hey, he been here all this time.
You know he was out with the ACL. That's why he wasn't playing.
Man, long as his brother got a spot in the NBA, he gonna have a spot in the NBA, Miss Gigi.
Yeah, you think so?
Absolutely. That's how his brother rolled.
I know. Giannis, he is a family guy. Okay.
Yo, and think about it. And that's why the Lakers they was hoping they was gonna be able to lure him from Milwaukee after his first contract. Remember who we had on our roster who won a championship with us? His baby brother won a
His
championship
baby
before he did.
brother.
That's right. We
What's his
honest
name? What's his name? What's his name? The little one.
Yeah. Like if you think about it, all three of their sons is champions.
All three of them. All three of them are champions. Can you imagine the Antetokounmpo boys on the Lakers?
Ooh,
Mm,
with Luca.
with Luca. Cause you know Giannis got that production company that he just bought in California. So we need to maybe watch that. That might be a royal family.
I don't see Giannis coming to LA as long as LeBron's
I
here.
don't either. I don't either. I don't want him to come as long as LeBron is there. But if we can get Uncle Drew to go on to the house now, that would be a nice pickup. But we need to watch that because he is coming back. He's been cleared. The doctor has cleared him. He's coming back this coming up season. So how does that affect the free agency? He got to get a contract, right?
Yeah.
And he can go anywhere. He can go anywhere. He's not obligated to anyone on his last contract.
Man, listen, wherever Giannis goes, trust me, that team gonna have a roster spot for Thanasis too.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, thinking about the playoffs. What do you think about that defense, Mr. Ron? You see that 2-3? It's so pretty.
You know what? I don't see a variation of every defense. I'm just waiting for somebody to pull out the box and one. I ain't even gonna lie.
Mm-mm.
If I was Indiana, I might think about playing Shea like that, just because from what I've seen, he's been overly aggressive. Like he's been overly aggressive. Like, and I would use, if that's the way he gonna play, I would use that right against him. It ain't never too early to make an adjustment. Look, Oklahoma City, they made an adjustment after the first game.
Yeah, they did.
They changed their starting lineup.
Yeah, they did.
So I throw that boxing one at him right now. I'll let him run into a double team wherever he go on the court. There's going to be one man following you, and wherever you try to get to, it's going to be somebody there waiting for you.
You see, they suffocating him. Last night they had what, 3 people on him? They
That's the
suffocating him.
that's the only defense I ever seen give my man Allen Iverson hell. A boxing one.
Cause everybody was saying they was running the ISO. I didn't see a whole lot of ISO.
But you know what? That's really all OKC run. It's pick and roll, pick and pop. Like they set the pick and Shea trying to get to a spot. Other than that, the Shaq will try to make something happen ISO, or Jalen Williams gonna try to make something happen ISO, or Lou Dort get a wide open three.
Okay. Any suggestions? What you think? What suggestion would you have for them?
With the talent that they got, Miss Gigi, if they ran like a motion offense, like or a variation of that triangle, I think they will go. I think their scoring will go up that much more because they're that skilled and they that athletic where they could use back cuts and all that shit. They don't even really use that part of the game to score.
I like that backcourt, SGA. I'm sorry, y'all. Let's take a break for a minute. I gotta get my swerve on, okay? Give me a couple of seconds if you don't mind. I gotta get my swerve on. Okay?
Get the swerve
Okay.
I think that much more focus.
Oh, shucks. That's that Mississippi. Yeah, it is. That's that Mississippi. I've been trying to get rid of it all my life. It won't go nowhere. So, this Jonathan Ott that they just hired for the Suns, I know we had a conversation about it, but does anybody have any intel on him?
I don't even know where he came from and who he is. Like,
where's all these coaches coming from? Is it making them in the lab back there in the backyard?
I was going to ask one of y'all, did he have any kind of international ties before his NBA experience?
Well, what Elise brought out that he was with the 2012-2013 Atlanta Hawks. So that means he was under Booty Hole for a while.
Oh Lord.
He started off doing video, and then he just kind of worked his way up. So I don't know. I like it. I know he didn't go he did not go the what's his name? The JJ Redick route. You know, he actually paid his dues.
All right, but let me ask you how much sense this make, right? You fire Mike Budenholzer, but then hire somebody from under his tree.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Make me think that was a personal issue. It wasn't a basketball issue, bro.
Lord. Well, see, Ron, we keep coming to this right here. You going for Denver? This man done won a championship for you, and you gonna fire him at the end of in the middle of the postseason? Memphis gonna fire that coach?
Listen, think about this, Miss Gigi, right? Like, think like a boss, right? You got this corporation, right? That peaked at its pinnacle. Right? You got this corporation that peaked at its pinnacle and brought home the world title, right? Now, after they bring home the world title, they're still in their peak performance. They just didn't get the title the last 2 years, but they're still champion. You still got a championship corporation, right?
Right.
The only way the head coach is moved is if one is like he had to either go up there and slap the shit out the owner. You feel me? Or two, the owner's very best asset had to come and tell him he didn't want that anymore.
But I'm not disagreeing with you, Mr. Ron. But as an owner, why am I gonna give my product more power than me?
No, you got all the power as it is, but you know what? I know my corporation gonna stay $200 million over profit every year just because I got this dude. You feel me?
Right.
The dude he want me to get out of there can be replaced by anybody.
Right.
He's the cognate. Like, I got the right engine. So If my
Right.
engine told me this alternator got to get from up under the hood, guess what? Alternator, you gotta go.
You
I
gotta
got to
go.
get a new alternator because you remember what's bringing me my profit and what's bringing me my money, because this is a business at the end of the day. And not only does he bring me money, but he's the reason why we're at a championship level and we won a championship. So I got to listen to him, because if I lose him, then guess what? I go from profiting $300-400 million a year to maybe breaking even, maybe profiting $60-70 million. You feel me?
Right, right. But Mr. Ron, I'm not saying you wrong. I'm not saying you wrong. You are absolutely right, because you got to invest in what's making you your money. But see, when I look at it, I'm not finna give you the ability to tell me what to do with these chitlins, partner. I don't care what you talking about, partner. You're not finna hang that over my head. Yeah, you making me money right now, but 10 years from now, man, please.
You
We're gonna
got
have
to
to come
think
to some
about it
kind
like
of we gotta
you got
come
to think
we gotta
about it
come
like
to some kind of agreement.
you got to think about this, Gigi. Only
What?
the engine can tell me to get rid of the alternator.
Huh?
The starter can't tell the owner to get rid of the alternator. You feel me?
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
woodsman can't make me get rid of the alternator. The only person who can speak on that is the person who bring me the most money. And who was that in Denver? He can play
I
innocent all
agree. I agree. I
he
agree
can
with
play
you. I
innocent all
agree
he
with you.
motherfucking want to, but he got
Yeah.
Mike Malone out of there.
Yeah.
Jamal Murray don't
Yeah.
Jamal Murray don't got that kind of cachet. He only
What
the,
the,
he only the starter of the car. He don't got that type of cachet.
I agree with you, Mr. Ron. You know me and we like fried bologna and mustard, okay? But
That's
but
right.
Yellow mustard.
yeah, that yellow mustard, that red label, that the one that got the red, you got to cut it off. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It must be my DNA. Like K Dot said, I can't. You can't swerve my decisions, partner. We got to come to some kind of compromise. Yeah, okay. You want him gone? Okay, you want him gone. What am I gonna get in exchange? What am I gonna get in exchange outside of what you said? I agree. He's doing it. He's getting them there. But outside of that, I'm making a business decision that's gonna affect my bottom line for the next at least 5 years. Because didn't that co-sign a 5-year contract?
Yeah.
Huh?
So you got to think about all that went to the equation. The money I'm gonna have to pay this dude to get rid of him. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Versus
Mm-hmm.
versus getting rid of this dude. Nah, this dude the
Mm-hmm.
breadwinner. That's who I got to keep. You feel me? So
Yeah.
it's simple.
Yeah. It's simple. I know it's simple, but the thing is, I'm paying too much money. Man, I got to pay you. You go on an extension, and now you want me to fire him. Okay, he's out of here. I still got to pay him, even though you ain't listening to him. I still got to pay him. And then we got this news joker that done came from the Eiffel Towers or somewhere. Now I got to lock down with him for 5 years. I'll do that for you. You got the cachet, partner. I'm on your side. But I
So
need you to
listen.
sign the dotted line of what am I getting in return? I know what am I
Oh,
getting?
Jokic ain't never leaving Denver. That's his city.
Okay, okay, okay.
He
We
gonna
can
be
do
he
that
gonna
then.
be beloved in Denver just like John Elway is. Like he
Yeah.
ain't never leaving there. Like long as they got him, they gonna be somebody.
Oh, if it was me, I know he ain't going nowhere because I got balls and chains on it.
You want to know why, Miss Gigi?
Mm.
Because he played like his body broke down already. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Even though he's in great shape and all that, I'm just saying the style of his game
Nah.
is as if he got the old man at the Y game. It's
Right.
not predicated off of athleticism.
He got that Uncle Drew game. It ain't gonna never go nowhere.
Yeah, it's not predicated off athleticism.
Let
So
me
he
ask you
ain't
this
never.
while we having this conversation. I'm not cutting you off, but I want you to include this in your commentary. So Luca is what, 23?
He's 25, 26.
He's 26. Didn't Luca go to the post game uh postseason last year? Didn't Luca average what was it, 23 points, 25 points last year?
He averaged maybe about 26, 27.
26, 27. And he's supposedly out of shape, right?
No, he's definitely out of shape.
Yeah, I'm
Really
about to say,
wasn't no
what's
surprise.
what?
He's definitely out of shape.
Oh yeah, he's definitely out of shape. There wasn't no supposing.
So with him being out of shape, he's still averaging about 26 points per game. I'm just trying to do the math, y'all. I ain't trying to say nothing. I'm just trying to do the math. Pastor, is that you, Pastor?
Yeah, I'm here. I had to make the dog stop barking.
Hey Lou, how you doing today?
I'm doing all right. They're talking about Luca.
Huh? Yeah, we talking about Luca. You wanna drop some comments about Luca?
Luca reminded me of Charles Barkley. One year Charles Barkley got in real good shape, he won the MVP. I think Luca is kind of the same way. If he got in real good shape, he probably win multiple MVPs, but he's not gonna do that. Because he feel like the way he's playing right now is okay to him. But
I don't understand what's going on with that situation. I know I keep bringing it up because I don't understand what the goals are.
I wouldn't say he reminds me of Charles Barkley because Charles Barkley would play really, really, really good defense. Charles Barkley, when he needed to be there, whether he was fat or not, he still gave you everything he had. Luka's just lazy. That's what I see Luka as. You know, they put it in his contract in Dallas to be a certain weight threshold. They didn't do that to Charles Barkley because they knew Charles Barkley, regardless if he was Big Charles or Little Charles, he was going to come to play. I feel like Luka already feeling himself and already know he's great. He was content with getting his team to the finals, not necessarily winning the finals. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am.
you can tell when a guy want to be great, I just don't give a damn. Just want to make the money.
See, that's
what I get from Luka. I get Luka just is happy that he's got one of the highest playoff scoring averages. That people think that he's already great, even though he's probably one of the best players before 30, but he's not the best player before 30. He needs to get away from this this thought process that he's the next LeBron, and he plays without the athleticism. He plays that high usage, high pick and roll style. And it's funny because LeBron didn't play that way his first 7 seasons in the league. Am I wrong? He wasn't just a high pick and roll player.
No, he wasn't just a high pick and roll player. Yeah, he had his up and unders and things of that nature. But see, Lord Jesus, you flood me with gems today. You give a man a gift and he'll show you who he is. Huh? You give a man a gift and he'll show you who he is. The people have figured out less work, more money. More money, more money. I don't like that. That's not the behavior. Mr. Ron, when your team is getting ready for a game, are you teaching them how to do certain things to alleviate certain things?
I don't think he's in it right now. He said he had to run to the office.
Yeah, I think he stepped off for
Okay. Oh, Jackie. Okay, Jackie. I'm glad that you said something. Because we both have the experience of basketball. When your daughter was training for her senior year, did you teach her the fundamentals, or did you teach her how to get around the fundamentals?
No, we did fundamentals. You got to do fundamentals before you can do anything else.
Mm, that's the problem. I thought that was robbery. Hmm. According to Webster. Hmm. That's what I'm talking about. So, Mr. Lou, what you think? What you think about the Pacers?
I think he's rooting for the Pacers, to be honest with you.
I thought he was. I thought he was a Pacers. Mr. Lou, can you
What I
hear me
think about the
now?
Pacers. Yeah, I
Yeah,
heard
what
you.
you think about it?
What I think about the Pacers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they got they shine in game one. Now the OKC Thunder just like you ain't getting no shine no more in this series. Like we understand what we got to do to beat y'all now. So y'all better enjoy that game one victory, and the next couple games gonna be tough. I'm pretty sure the Pacers
Mm-hmm.
gonna play hard at home, but OKC is gonna probably go in there and get the victory.
You think that you are we in panic mode yet?
I think the Pacers could be in panic mode because they woke up at OKC.
Mm. Mm.
And you can't, if you're supposed to
Only
be a star player for the team, you cannot wait till the fourth quarter to show up.
right. They got it now. Don't get it twisted. The Pacers got some good numbers. They got some good numbers. But the one thing that I'm not satisfied with is all these threes. You need to work that block, baby. You need to work that block.
Like I don't
Well,
understand why Turner checking up so many 3 pointers in this series. He should be
Hmm.
down that block and getting that rebound, getting no putback.
Right, that's what I'm talking about. Last night, oh, I'm glad you said that, Mr. Lou, because the one thing that I did write down last night. Let's see.
You wrote something down?
Girl, you know I got to write down. I can't see. Don't be trying to front me on my channel, little girl. Don't be trying to
stop
front me
fighting.
on my. Oh yeah, last night, no rebounding. There was no. I mean, they was rebounding. Don't get it twisted. But there was a point in the game. There was four. What did 4 rebounds on one play? Huh? And I
Yeah,
don't. Maybe I'm overlooking. Maybe I'm overreaching. But they act like they scared to get in that block. You got see. This is the finals. This is that beast. Yeah, this that beast. You know, Sean Kemp beast. Okay, Clyde Drexler beast. Okay, this that beast. Patrick Ewing beast. Yeah, come on down here. Come on, Cletus.
not Cletus.
Yeah, come on, Cletus. Come on over here, Cletus. Come on over here. See, y'all, that's the only thing that I don't want Indiana to do is get scared to get in that block with Chet and what's the other one? Hop, what's his name? The other young man that's working down there in the block. Y'all getting scared to go down there because you get frustrated. You done
Yeah,
fell. You
Like
done got down there. You done got down there in the block, and now you look up and check looking at you in the face. Like, what you working with, little boy? And you done spun around out of bounds.
yeah, Indiana did look too much crying last night to the official too. Like
Come on, Mr. Lou. I said the same thing. You got your hands out like you asking questions.
I'm like, if you want to try to win this series, you can't be crying to the officials. You got to rebound, and you can't be living on 3 point line to me.
Mr. Marshall,
yes, ma'am.
where that behavior come from? Your hands all out. Your hands all out. The last time I saw somebody do that with their hands all out, I think he had 6 threes in the first half of the game.
Well, I've never been a fan of people trying to buy foul calls, especially in the playoffs. It ain't supposed to be easy. This is the highest level of the playoff difficulty. I don't remember in game one everybody was complaining about it. So just suck it up
and be more physical. They're allowing you to be physical for a reason. So just
Yes,
be
they
more
are.
physical.
Yes, they are. They're allowing you to be physical. What's his name? SGA. He's doing the two step on his way to the rim. They hurting him with the two step on his way to the rim. Huh? You got
Yeah, you should
skills,
know how to.
right? You got skills,
If,
right? You got that high IQ, right? Show me what you're working with.
and plus, when you got certain referees in these playoff games, you should know how they are when they started calling fouls and started calling a whole lot of stuff.
Absolutely. I second that emotion. Seriously, those are facts. Those are real facts. You've
Uh-huh.
been in the league long enough to know who has the tendency to do this, that, and to call this, that, and the third. So again, I can't get away from this word. That's where your awareness comes in. At. You got to be
Mm-hmm.
aware.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just
We
act
looking
like
at
you know this is your first time in the playoffs, or this is your first time seeing this. First time seeing this doggone referee.
right. Right. I mean, you acting like this is the first time you played this kind of basketball. This is not the kind of basketball you were accustomed to. I told you to get off the 2K, young man. Huh?
Last night they let a whole lot of stuff go last night because they took call
Yeah, they
goaltending
did.
on O'Brien. They took call Franklin
Mm-hmm.
Sprout, safety foul on Nesbitt because he kind of knocked Gillis Alexander out of bounds. Like they let a whole lot of stuff go last night, so I don't want to hear no fucking fines. Play the damn game.
Yeah. I don't know about that backcourt call though. That backcourt call. I don't know. They didn't even have the camera down there so we could see what was going on. Did y'all see what actually happened?
Now,
No, I didn't.
Gillis Alexander got a hit trip on Halliburton. We're going down
Yeah, I
court
saw
for a
that
layup,
one. Mm,
but Nesbitt kind of didn't go for the ball, kind of pushed him down, and they called that a common foul. Should have been a flagrant foul.
yeah. Yeah, well, you saw SGA was laying on his back. He's like, I can't get this call. I can't get that.
Like I said, they let a whole lot of things go last night.
Yeah, they did.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the same
Um,
way in Game 3 too.
That's what I'm saying. I think the agenda is for this to be an upset. They want. I would not be shocked if Indiana take both games in Indiana and put them down 3-1 coming back to OKC. I would not be shocked.
that's crazy.
It's like the
You going
agenda
you?
is to. It's like this group has to learn how to fail before they can learn how to win.
Well, they did last year.
Yeah, but they failed in the second round.
Yeah, they did.
Indiana failed in the conference finals.
Yeah, they
So I can
did.
see how they would put them in a trick bag and put them in a
Mm,
position where they lose their first finals and then maybe win next year. I just think all this stuff about SGA and how they're trying to manipulate everything and say that SGA is this, that, and the third, and he's not the real MVP. I just think the agenda is to get Halliburton the championship when he was actually voted
mm,
underrated by a lot of his contemporaries. Because I don't
right.
believe in it. I don't think that there's anything kosher that the league won't do to push a narrative. We already seen what they would do when they wanted uh, um
Like,
they would do whatever they need to do. Let's just put it like that.
but here's the thing though, man. Both these teams next year ain't gonna be the same team. They won't, because they're a small market team. They're gonna have to let a lot of people go because they don't got the money to pay these guys. And basically, Dallas is gonna probably be the favorite to go to the finals next year when they draft
Cooper
Cooper
Flag.
Flag. Yeah, because that Dallas team gonna be loaded next year, and who in the West is going to be able to stop them? Really stop them?
Right.
Well, there's two things that I'll give you pushback about that. For your overall thought process is 100% correct. However, we don't know when Kyrie's coming back, and we know that Anthony Davis is a sneeze and a cough away from missing 30 games.
Lord
So,
Jesus.
what version of the Dallas Mavericks are we going to see before they're 100% whole?
That's a good question right there.
Because even though they'll give the keys to Cooper Flag as the number one prospect and getting him, get him in the rhythm of what they trying to do on Dallas. Have we really seen Jason Kidd develop that class of a rookie? I don't think I've ever seen Jason Kidd develop a rookie like that. I like Jason Kidd. I even like him as a coach, but everything is going to have to fall in place for this Dallas thing to happen. Now, again, going back to my original statement, the league can maneuver things in their favor all they want to. They can, if they really want to. They can get those Laker-type foul differentials and all that other stuff. But again, you got LeBron in the league. You're trying to market LeBron unless you just totally pull the plug on LeBron and stop marketing him. If they put Bronny in significant minutes, unless they make another blockbuster trade, I don't see the Lakers doing anything next year.
They don't have nothing to work with. Right?
It's scary. LeBron kind of messed up their whole draft capital over the years, and you kind of messed up the draft. Not only you messed up the draft pick, you traded away young talent because you wanted to get superstars, veteran superstars in there that didn't even work out.
Absolutely. That's why I say if LeBron James was a Marvel character, he would be Galactus, because he literally sucks up all your nutrients and he leaves you destitute.
Like you look how long it took for it took for Cleveland and Miami to get back after LeBron left. It's gonna be probably the same way for the Lakers when he leaves.
No, it's definitely going to be like that. This is not speculation. Just the Russell Westbrook trade by itself hurt the Lakers. It's like they had to pay twice, one to get him and one to get rid of him.
Right.
And I think Russell Westbrook, I don't like Russell Westbrook. I like his hustle. I like what he brings to the game. I really do. I always have. What he does off the court, I don't agree with. There's a lot of things that what people do off the court I don't agree with. But between the 94 feet, I like the way he plays. And I strongly believe that he was brought to LA to be the fall guy.
Yeah. We know that. We know that it was for a fact.
When Russell Westbrook got traded to the Lakers, I was like, I knew that wasn't going to work in the first place because you can't have a team with two ball dominant guys, and you cannot have two ball dominant guys play together. Like I knew that wasn't going to work out in the first place. I don't even know why they did that in the first place. I know Russell always wanted to be a Laker, but when you got LeBron there, that was bad timing.
I think it falls along the lines of this. LeBron James opted in, correct? Or has he decided if he's opted in or not?
The rumor is he opted in.
We don't know yet.
We don't know.
What do you think the chances of LeBron James opting in?
100%.
because of the money.
Yep.
Okay, so if he opts in, he's opting into a bad situation. I don't see them catching lightning in the bottle like they did after the Luka trade, because now Minnesota gave everybody a blueprint of how to beat the Lakers with LeBron and with Luka. So you got
Lucas,
that. So now
Right.
you're gonna have
but
you.
Lucas still got opt in too.
Well, I'm only talking about LeBron right now. I'm gonna get to Luka in a minute. I think Luka has one more year on that existing deal before he's a free agent after next season.
Okay.
He's not a free agent now or after the season. It's after next year. So he has one more year on that deal, unless I got my signals crossed. But going back to LeBron and what I was saying before, Minnesota exposed the Lakers. Not only did they expose the Lakers players, they exposed the Lakers coach.
Uh oh.
Um, Everything that they did showed that they didn't know what the hell they were doing when they signed JJ Redick. If
Uh oh.
if we put Darvin Ham in JJ Redick's position
Uh huh.
with Luca, they beat
Uh huh.
Minnesota. More than likely, they probably would end up. Um, they would have to play OKC. I don't see that team beating OKC 4 out of 7, but they at least get out in the second round. I mean, they at least get out in the first round. Um, Darvin Ham, no matter what nobody says about him, he's a defensive coach. That's what he. That's what he does. He's also
Right.
part of the booty hole. He was a assistant coach with the Atlanta, and then when Booty Holzer came over to Milwaukee, he was the assistant for him, and he also
Uh
shared
oh.
into the spoils of winning a championship in 2021 with the Milwaukee Bucks. But um, I just think this is going to be the year of the total exposure of JJ Redick.
You
So
think
how
so?
is look, he got a whole 82 games that everybody got a good look at him. And remember, he was
Uh
only
huh.
3 games, 4 games on the over 500 before the Luka trade, and they were
That's
not
true.
going up; they were going down.
Right.
So if this just if they don't do the Luka trade, they're the 7th seed. Maybe if you get hot, 60, and Dallas doesn't go down. So do you see? And we got to keep the same energy. AD
Right.
still gets
Right.
hurt. So do you see a compromised AD and an old LeBron James who don't play defense beating any of the top seeds with the
Right.
Lakers? I don't see it. I can't see it. I haven't seen it since the bubble. So they haven't did anything that makes me believe in what they were able to do, because after the bubble, watch them lose in the first round, not make the playoffs, lose in the conference finals, lose in the first round. So I don't have confidence in it. I've never had confidence in JJ Redick. And now
Right.
next season, you're going to give Bronny James meaningful minutes. We're not talking about in a blowout, you come in. If we're blowing somebody out, you come in. We're talking about tie game. Every possession counts. Bronny James is in guarding Jamal Murray.
No.
Advantage, Jamal Murray.
No.
Yeah, man. Like, I understand LeBron wants his son to be a star, but you should have let him stay in college for a couple more years to get his feet wet before trying to get him in the NBA. But LeBron wanted him to play with his son so badly he didn't give a damn.
LeBron wanted credit for Bronny's career if it was successful. That's why when he realized that Bronny was not the player that he spoke him up to be, he didn't want to take the credit for his own son having a poor career. That's why it's like, well, just let the little kid just be himself. Look, nobody out there was saying that Bronny was better than most of the people on League Pass. You said that,
Right.
bro. So we're just
Right.
living up to what you said. We don't see
Right.
him being better than most players on League Pass. In actuality, we're looking at him as being raised by somebody who's a GOAT, but his game is trash. I've seen
That's
guys at the
crazy.
park, young guys at the park, whose game is more polished than somebody whose father is a GOAT, allegedly.
Oh Lord. Uh oh. Uh-oh. Did you hear what he said, sir? Do you have a comeback for that? Can you answer some of these questions we had?
He played right now, see guys at the pickup games at the park in the gym who have way better game than Bronny James.
I'm 43
Uh-oh.
years old. I'll be 44 in August. I go to the gym. I love basketball. I'm not sitting up here saying that I'm what I used to be in my 20s, but I've
Uh-huh.
got cooked by young YNs. That game is a hell of a lot more polished than Bronx.
Right.
And I'm 44. I played pickup games with Rondo, Derek Anderson, Allen Houston. I played pickup games with them, and they were way more polished than Ronnie James.
Mm-hmm. So, that's a question I want to ask. He signed for 4 years, so he's locked in, right?
Yes, that roster spot, a normal rookie contract of a second round draft pick is a 2 year contract with the option for the next 2 years for the team, not for the
Oh.
player, for the team. So he got a
Uh-oh.
4 year guarantee. So they need big men. They can't get big men because guess what? That roster spot is taken by a combo guard that's not as
Uh-huh.
good as his father said he is.
But mentally, if he don't show up this next season, he should be probably playing G League for the rest of his career.
But according to their contract negotiation, he is not allowed to go back to the G League.
Uh-oh.
His
Oh
best
shit.
option was to have spent his whole rookie season in the G League, and then you give him bench minutes for his second season. They did the opposite because we was led to believe that we were literally watching the second coming of LeBron James.
Uh-oh.
And guess what we saw? We saw the second coming of LeBron James. It just wasn't that 6'8", 2'4" rookie back in '03.
Uh-oh. See what you
We
did?
saw the great value version of
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James.
See what you did? See what you did? Now you done made him
He better
tell the
learn to be
truth.
a spot-up shooter now. You better learn to be a spot-up shooter then.
Mm-hmm.
Look,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
where's the hunger? You don't have the hunger because you always been rich. You don't have the hunger because your dad's been telling you you've been better than everybody else. So where's the hunger? You scored
Somebody
4 points
said,
in college.
uh-huh.
4 points in college. I don't care about the heart condition. I don't. And you want to know why I don't care about the heart condition? Because you didn't sit out the rest of the season. Now, if you'd have sat out that whole season, it's like I got to get my body. No, with that heart condition, your father was still saying that you was better than everybody else.
Oh Lord. See what you did?
My
See what
thinking,
you did?
my thinking is that your dad gave you that first hit of Balco and your body rejected it.
Uh-oh. See what you did? See? See what you did?
Allegedly.
You talk too much. Mr. Conker.
It
Mr.
gotta make one
Conker, I saw you try to come in, King Conker. If you still listening, I put the link in the chat. Y'all like, share, subscribe. Go ahead, Mr. Lou.
I'm kind of wondering, you had that heart condition. I wonder if he really actually recover after that. Because think about it, when you have something happen in your heart like it's hard to get your confidence back. It's hard to feel like yourself once you going through a medical issue. Because I should know right now.
But Lemon Pepper, I gotta push back on that for only one reason and one reason only. Because that didn't stop him in the G League from putting up 30 and putting up a whole bunch of shots and running up and down the court. That didn't stop him when he took his first weeks off or his first 2-week vacation when they said that he had a quad strain for going in there. And after 2 weeks, he came back brolic, thicker, bigger than he was 2 weeks prior.
Oh,
What's growing up? Go ahead, GG.
Can I give you an assignment, Mr. Marshall?
Sure.
I need you to do the information for me and show me the game. Send me the link, TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, where this man gained 9 points in the middle of a basketball game. Jackie, write that down. Write that down, baby.
I think T Price has it. If my memory serves me right, it would have been the game against Indiana in 2012-2013 playoff run. From what everybody tells me and what I remember about those days, at halftime, supposedly he gained 9 pounds. That's called water retention. Those are one of the telltale signs of taking artificial means. We have people that say creatine. I used to take creatine at one point. And the one thing creatine does, it helps you absorb water for the pump. And if people that work out know what I mean when I say the pump, meaning how many pumps you can get out of your weight training. Now, with other steroid type medications or supplements, they want to help you to retain water so that it can help you be more spry, the recovery, because when the muscles are exerted, the reason why you're in pain the next day is because a lot of the water has been squeezed out of those muscles and they're very, very tight, and that's why you get the sore from.
Right. That's why you got. That's why you got 2011.
Right.
Now I'm having back pains right now.
Well, I'll give you one better. That's why you got 2014, because out of everybody who played in Texas Stadium in Game 1, who was the only one that to get cramps? It was only LeBron James. Everybody else was playing in that same heat. He was the only one to get cramps. Now, if you go to the biogenesis report, it breaks down some of those things that they will have is loss of hair, early balding. You will have growing problems. You will have extreme cramping. You will have weight gain from absorbing all that water. Now, again, if you keep this in mind, after 2014, after they lost the finals, what happened? Chris Paul, who was the player association leader or what have you, they were thinking about doing testing for performance enhancing drugs. That's why LeBron James, who is Chris Paul's best friend at the time, got the heads up by Chris Paul and said, well, just in case they do start testing, I got to cycle off. That's why he lost all that weight in 2014.
Come on now.
Going into his reunion with Cleveland. That's why he was skinny and he was out of shape. And then lo and behold, before the All-Star break, when he knew when he was going to get tested and not get tested, he took 2 weeks off, went back to Miami where Biogenesis was at. And he came back, as Max Kellerman said, brolic, which is a slang term for muscular. He went from, shooting under 50% leading up to the All-Star break to shooting over 50%. He was more athletic. He was spry. He was LeBron that everybody know and love. See,
Right.
this is the thing that I live by. I
Mm-hmm.
can deal with things happening, but the one thing I can't deal with is too many coincidences.
Too many. Too many
And
questions.
when
Too many options. Too many questions.
It's
now
gonna come out after you retire.
it might come
Oh.
out during his final years, and the reason why I say that is this: Too Raw for TV. If you don't know who he is, if anybody's watching, support him. He's great with his
Yes.
analysis, his
Yes.
journalism, and he's just an
Yes.
all around good guy. I support everything that Too Raw for TV does. He actually
Right.
got me into this game, so I have a lot of love and respect for him. Too Raw, if you listen,
Right.
shout out to you, salute to you.
He's
But
one of the generals. He's one of the
he's
generals.
one of the first people that said that,
Yeah,
and
he's
I've
one of
heard a
the
whole
generals.
bunch of people, including Elise, echo this
Mm.
when Barry Bonds was just alleged, because he's never failed a test, just like LeBron
Right.
fans say that LeBron never did. He's never been in the type of scrutiny um, about steroids, but they just
Mm.
speculated after
Mm.
every game. And see, this is the difference between baseball and basketball. Basketball has 82 games.
Right.
Baseball has 162. So
So
just
yeah.
by doing regular math, is double the games of an NBA player. After
Right.
every game, regardless if Barry Bonds struck out, walked, hit a home run, or a single, they always asked him the
Okay.
question, have you
Yep.
ever took
Yeah.
steroids or are you on steroids now? To the point where it
Right.
became nauseating. Now, why is LeBron James not getting any of that scrutiny when you have his own contemporaries saying he's on that new juice? Everybody in the media is acting like they don't want to ask the question, but when it was Barry Bonds, everybody in the media couldn't wait to ask the question.
Mhm. Let me ask you this:
Was
Why
that
you in that? Why you in that vibe right there? So in the Olympics, didn't somebody refuse to be tested in the Olympics this past year? Or am I mistaken?
I don't think that last year he refused to
Was it
get
the year?
tested.
What happened?
I think
What
that the
happened?
league didn't want to test him because they knew he
Oh,
wasn't playing.
okay. Oh, okay. Oh, I just thought about
Because
that.
again, I saw Bird, I saw Magic, I saw Jordan. Oh, let me see who else. Who else broke down right before our eyes? Who was a legend? Reggie wasn't the same Reggie from the '94 playoffs, and
Hmm.
he gracefully went out into the sunset. We watched
Hmm.
every one of our greats age, lose a step, not
Yeah.
put up the same type of game, except
Right.
one individual. And I don't believe in just that he's the only one in history. There's been billions upon billions of people in history, and he's the only one that does not get scrutinized. I don't buy
Hmm.
that. So
I don't
if
buy
you're
that.
telling me that he can't get scrutinized, then that means he's getting help. And if he's
Yeah.
getting help, that lets me know that he's not 100%. And if you're not 100%, you can't lead me to believe that you're a
Hmm.
goat at all.
At all. Too many
Because
questions. Too many
goats are
questions.
not made in a laboratory.
Mm-mm.
We watched Jordan go to the Wizards, and instead of being Air Jordan, was Floor Jordan. But he still was putting up his numbers, and he was still effective, and he still was able to contribute to wins. We're
Hmm.
watching the same man who's getting ready to be 41 in December. December 30th is his birthday. He'll be 41. And nobody wants to ask the question out loud, why is this man still doing this at 40 plus? I don't want to hear about nutrition. I don't want to hear about, oh, I spent $2 million on my body when you can't even give me a breakdown of what the $2 million goes to. You didn't mention the
Right.
chef. You didn't mention nobody that gives you massages. But I do know this, to get the type of drugs that you allegedly put in your body does cost about $1 million.
But see, the thing about it is, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you just, I just want to ask the question, because if what is working for you has benefited you to this degree, how come you don't share the love?
Well,
Mm,
I can answer that question very simple.
because what you do that's benefiting you is not legal to benefit others.
How come that's all right? Why ain't
It's
nobody
not all
saying
right.
that?
That's how you know. That's how you know everybody's being quiet until they
Mm-hmm.
cannot profit off of you anymore. Then that's when all your secrets are going to be up for a price.
Mm-hmm. I'm just asking questions, Michael
I'm
Jordan.
just giving
Like,
answers.
yeah, I just asked a question. Michael Jordan figured out, oh, I could take this piece of leather over here and put some strings on it and the red stripe, and we can get paid. So let's everybody get paid. Wasn't that the situation? Hmm.
See, this is the difference between Michael Jordan and LeBron James in my eyes.
Hmm.
Michael Jordan, he stayed out of politics for a reason.
Right. Come on now.
LeBron James put himself into politics thinking that he was going to take a stand. But see, here's the thing: when you start getting involved in politics, remember,
Hmm.
you can only pick a side, and the other side is going to be your enemy. So the other
Hmm.
side that you don't agree with is looking for
Right.
your downfall. And trust me, they already know what your secrets are, and they're going to wait for the right moment to expose it.
Calculated. Calculated.
You're gonna see probably in the next couple of years a big case. They're gonna the FBI and the
Oh
government gonna
Lord.
open up a big case about tobacco and the what drugs they may have been given to athletes. You're gonna see a big case like that in a couple of years.
I
You
don't.
want to know something? It's funny you say. Look, I'm gonna say this last thing because I'm gonna have to get off in a minute.
Me too. We're
Victor
gonna end it in
Conti.
a minute.
Victor Conti. And if everybody don't
Victor
know who that
Conti.
name is, Victor
Victor
Conti was the
Conti.
one that was running biogenesis. He came out and said on the Jason Whitlock show, he knows who's been taking it, and now he's working with the FBI to let them know and gave up his list. Now,
Lord Jesus.
just like we learned from the whole Diddy party stuff and investigation, the FBI don't
Hmm.
show their hand until they got you dead to rights
Man, come on. They'll investigate you for 25 years, then come knock on your door, be like,
and
click clack,
drop it all on your head at
yeah,
once.
click clack, and you thought you got away. No, they was tracking you
Dude,
25 years ago.
the FBI got case files on so many celebrities. They pick and choose who they want to come after.
And LeBron James is not making himself any friends with how he's very loose with what he's
Right.
saying about other people right
Other
now.
people. Hmm.
He is putting himself in a he's putting himself in what we call a trick bag.
But yeah, come on now. See, they so educated, they don't even know they in a trick bag. Somebody looking at them eating a banana, talking about, I don't like that shit. That's pitiful. And you think you highly educated, but you got holes in your game, partner. I ain't trying to break down your game. I'm trying to tell you how to keep associated with it, okay? But you done backed yourself in a corner, partner. I told you you don't went too far. You don't went too far. You done backed yourself in a corner. Because you know why you done backed yourself in a corner? Because this narrative has been following you since the chosen one and the decision. Am I lying, Mr. Marshall? Mm-mm. I'm not lying. So we have had a long show today, y'all. Y'all come over here when I'm on the channel, and y'all just be harassing me and beat me up and telling me to be quiet and don't want me to talk no more. Jackie, Jackie, I need therapy. Call my therapist, baby. They tried to take me for my paper. Okay. I appreciate everyone that has come by. I appreciate it. We're gonna try to do this on Mondays. I ain't trying to beat nobody up. I'm just, we're asking questions. Thank you, Mr. Marshall, Mr. Lou, Ron Ton, Pastor. Who else we got on? Miss Jackie, Miss Jacqueline. Who else we got, Jackie?
That's all I see.
Okay, we had Conqueror, Mr. Conqueror. I'll try to get you in. I'll send the link to you next time. Just drop your information in the comments. Shout out to the 78 Sports. It was his birthday on yesterday. He's the true general of this situation. Thank you. Happy birthday, Mr. King General. Um, 78 Sports Ticket, Dreamers Pro. Charge the Game, Sport and Fitness Rants, Angry Old Hoops. I got about 25 on my list, y'all. You know I ain't finna name everybody. But shout out to everybody that's keeping it real. We're gonna see what Indiana Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder. We're gonna see how far this Thunder gonna roll. Mhm. Jackie. Oh yeah, Jackie does have, like I said, she does have jewelry. Um, I don't know if she's having a special, but her information is in the description box. You want to get something special for Father's Day? Her, like I said, her information is in the box. And Jackie, anything you can think about that we need to say before next Monday? They tried to get me for my paper, y'all.
No, I don't have that.
Jangles, are you listening to me, Jangles? Where you at?
He
He
sleep.
sleep?
Yeah.
Okay. Prince, don't be barking at me on my channel. Don't make me come to Georgia barking at me on my channel. Talking about roof. Uh, all right, y'all. Like, share, subscribe if you'd like to donate to the channel. Oh, I got a couple of donations that I didn't even know I had until I opened up the app. But thank everyone for donating to the channel. We just asking the questions to see what the Indiana Pacers gonna do, to see what OKC gonna do. We're gonna see what Tomlin gonna do with Aaron Rodgers over there with them Dr. Scholl's shoes on. Mm,
Look like Tom Brady.
Girl, with them Dr. Scholl's cleats. Man, please. Hmm. And I can't think of anything else, but thank you guys for joining in with us. Like I said, contact information is in the description box. Miss Jackie gonna do some research for us. Y'all heard me tell her to take notes. So if we don't have no research next week, y'all give me permission to hand her a pink slip. Y'all have a good one. Love you much, Jack. I'm gonna call you later. Yeah, this morning I made me some fajitas. I'm finna go in here and see what this rice and beans and fajitas is talking about. Okay. All right, love you, girl. Love you, Hush Room, Quiet Time, Leezy, everybody that showed up. If I didn't call you out, it's not because charge it to my brain, not my heart, because it tried to take me from my paper. Okay, I couldn't see that yesterday. Love you guys. With that being said, we out of here. Jackie, I'll call you later, baby. Okay.
All right. All right. All right. Bye.
Bye.